What's going on, guys? I'm here. Don't worry, I'm coming. It's happening. Give me a second here. We've got a couple things going on. It's been a while since I've went live on YouTube, but good morning. Good morning. Hello. What's going on? It's what is it? Wednesday morning? It's Wednesday morning, right? It's Wednesday morning. What's good in the hood? What stocks we got popping off today? We got a couple stocks moving around here. You can see right now on the Trade Ideas Gapper scanner here, we've got IGC, IG. We got IGC. We got EYEG, IG. It's kind of funny. IGC and then IG. Who would have thought? Now, something to look about here, something to think about, something to focus on here. My hair, what's up with my hair? Something to focus on here for you guys. I want you guys to really be thinking about this when you're looking at these floats, these stocks that are moving big time pre-market. When you see these big movers pre-market, we're looking at the float, right? The float is so important. The float is so important. Now, EYEG has a 4.4 million share float, so something to think about. You know, it looks interesting here. It looks interesting in general, but overall, I don't love it right now. So if we get rid of the Gapper scanner, let's look at some stocks that are popping up this morning. EYEG this morning, pre-market up there to $7.90. Pre-market high, $7.90. And you can see now pulling back pretty hard down there to $5.30 below the VWAP. Now I would not say that this is it's not done just yet, people. This is not over just yet, because we've seen this happen a couple times now where we've had these pre-market gap ups and then they kind of just sell off, and then at open we get back above the VWAP. So back above the VWAP, I'm interested in this stock if it can squeeze up there, turn that VWAP into support, and then it's something to think about at that point. So that's something to definitely be focused on here, the VWAP, the volume, and all that. But right now, EYEG looking a little weak here and pulling back there below $6. So I think as long as EYEG is below the VWAP, below $6, this thing is pretty much dead in the water. So we're going to be waiting to see if that can percolate a little bit later on today. So right now, what else is popping off here? What's good? What's good with you guys? It's been a while. I miss these live streams sometimes. A lot of people are always like, why don't you live stream every day? The biggest issue with me not live streaming every day is, I've got a life. I've got things I want to do, places I want to be, places I want to go. So it's hard for me just to live stream every day. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do that in my life. Other than EYEG, like I said, we got a couple stocks moving around here. This stock here, CBMG, I'm pretty sure this is like a buyout or something, so nothing really to worry about there on that one. A couple other stocks, AMTX, a little bit of pop up there, 21%. Got a big buyer there at level 2 at the 316 right now. I'm not really sure if that's just sitting there trying to pump the stock or not, but it is kind of bouncing around there right now. They got that level 2 showing that 316 buyer right there. So give me 1 second. I just got to go do one thing really quickly here. I'll be right back. I'm going to be right back for you guys. Just give me 1 second. There's the Trade Ideas Gapper scanner. If you're just now tuning in, take a look at that and see what's popping off. Give me a second. All right. I'm back. Don't worry. Daddy's back. All right, so still IG, yeah, IG having some issues there. I don't know why it's so hard to say. What's good? Greg Leach in the house. He said he's in on IG. What's your entry? What's your played? What's your play here? What's your trade plan? Let's talk about it. What we got? What's popping off there? I'm always interested. Greg, what do you got? What are you watching? What are you popping? Let's get it. Let's go. If you guys haven't already, do one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. Come on, people, let's go. Let's go. Oh man. It's just one of those days. Wednesday morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is your account still small? Yes, less than 10,000. Definitely now. Don't you want to be dramatic? Oh, man. It's so funny to see now how many people go live on YouTube. This the YouTube day trading world is really changing. There's a lot of people out there these days. A lot of people out there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for me, but it does seem like everybody and their moms getting into day trading these days and definitely getting into the stock market here, or the I guess the YouTube stock market world here. All right, so we got IG right now. IG pushing up there towards that $6 area. Like I said, below $6, below the VWAP. I'm staying away from it. Over the VWAP, over all that, you know, that might be something different. It might be something different to think about. We've seen this pattern play out a few times now, haven't we? We've seen where this action has been like this, you know. So we get these big moves pre-market, the pullback, and then going into open gets a little tricky. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Like I said, still watching that $6 area. You got the VWAP. This thing's got pretty much, what has it got? Two things, you know, going against it right now. What you got? What's it got? Two things going against it. What do you guys hear about Russia having a cure for coronavirus supposedly, or a vaccine they've already released? Pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure that Russia just basically put that news out just so they could be the first ones to claim that they had a cure for coronavirus. What do you think? What do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think about Russia getting into the coronavirus vaccine world, or claiming that they have a cure for it? Dude, this is something to think about. There's a lot of people out there. You know, you got people who are you know, anti-vaxxers, and now you got this whole idea of the whole entire world taking a coronavirus vaccine. I don't know, guys. This could really turn into a major battle here. And I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about in general. Look at, somebody's up $50,000 a day. Okay. Well, don't be afraid to hit that like button. Leave a tip, you know. Man. Hey. All right, if you guys are just now tuning in, if you're wondering what's hot, what's popping off there, right now we're not keeping an eye, but we're just kind of looking through the list here. We've got IGC, we've got IGEYEG, CBMG, we've got AMTX, we've got PEIX, we've got CARV, and ABUS. Let's take a look at those hot stocks right now. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go through that. CBMG, like I said, I think it's a buyout there, or something going on with that stock. What was another one? Oh, CARV. CARV's always kind of jumping around doing stuff. I don't really love it. This stock's like a weird, I don't know, this stock's definitely done some stuff in the past. You can see CARV going in the past from $8 up there to $23, selling off back down there from 17, bouncing. You know, look, it's bounced around. You know, we've seen some moves before here. CARV making some big moves here, but in general, it's just it's a notorious pump and dumper. So this morning, only 43,000 shares traded so far. It's up 14%. We don't love it, that's for sure. We definitely don't love it. You can see yesterday, after hours, spiking up there to 870 and pulling back there. So, interesting. Interesting. What else we got popping off there? So IGC this morning, the dollar stock here, jumping up. Did it jump yesterday pre-market? After hours, going from 64 cents up there to $1.32 and pulling back. And right now, kind of bouncing along this dollar area. That whole dollar, trying to hold that whole dollar area. Obviously, below $1 is not gonna be good. Not gonna be good here. So, again, we got the VWAP right there. We've got the dollar support, and IGC kind of bounce around. This has a 34 million share float, as you can see here on the Trade Ideas Gapper scanner. We got 34 million shares in the float. We got 5.3 million shares traded so far today. So that's what we like to know. It's not like what we like to see, but in general. Why do people with money still trade mid-cap, small-cap hot stocks? I'd rather stay with the fangs and earnings with big caps. They like the home runs. What's your take? I just like halts and big spreads. Why do people... I don't really think anyone other than YouTuber slash people who are selling courses, or Twitter famous people, or really any of that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anybody out there who's like a really I would say that there's probably not anyone out there who's like a really smart investor who doesn't have some type of ulterior motive of sharing massive gains. Yeah, I think that's not really yeah, the small cap world really only is really only big on for YouTube and yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe I'm living in a bubble here, but I feel like the small cap crazy stocks that we trade, one of the reasons they're so popular is because, you know, it's like, oh, big gains. Everybody wants to get those big gains, you know, everybody wants those $100,000 days. And it's funny because obviously it's not that difficult to do that on the large cap stocks, but it definitely seems like everybody kind of focuses on the small cap stocks because of I think that's where like the most kind of coverage and exposure really kind of goes off. Because I've always wondered that too with like futures and options. It seems like a lot more people definitely gravitate when they first start trading. The first thing they do is get right into the small cap world. Somebody said, what do I think about Ross's course? Ross's course is old. It's a PowerPoint presentation. At the end of the day, it's no matter what course you buy, it's all pretty much the same shit. Remember that, you know? It's yeah. At the end of the day, day trading is not rocket science. You know, you buy low, you sell high, you short high, you buy low. So, and all that. I'm still trading futures. It's always like, you know, YouTube's so funny. It's like, if I ever do anything, everybody's always like, whoa, he's not doing that anymore. Like people are very, I don't know. I feel like everyone just has to always like know what I'm up to, you know, like always keeping an eye on me. Always keeping an eye on me. If I don't post a video for a day, people are like, oh, I guess Patrick must have died or something. It's crazy. So, this morning, you can see yesterday, I can't believe this happened yesterday, but it did happen. It happened yesterday. You can see, if you look here, this is the futures. We're looking at the MES right now. We had this beautiful overall channel in the overall markets. This thing went basically since the beginning of August, all last week. Look at this channel that it was stuck in. Ding, 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 ding. And look at this breakdown. So this is definitely the reason that we look for opportunities. And look at this breakdown from the 62s all the way down there to 320. So a 40 handle drop in that 1 hour candle once we broke down below. And what's funny, what's really interesting here is that people in the cryptocurrency space, it seems like Bitcoin's definitely been following the market. Like yesterday, the market sold off at the end of the day, and Bitcoin also sold off at the end of the day. It's definitely, I don't know if I would say it's a direct correlation, but the market has definitely had a effect on Bitcoin, on cryptocurrency as of lately, and especially with the whole gold move. Gold made a massive move, and precious metals made a massive move. Gold, silver, and Bitcoin definitely benefited from that. So we'll see what happens the next week or so with Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm long term. I put money. I bought Bitcoin back, what was it, in March when the market crashed? April, March when the market crashed. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin. I made a video about it on YouTube, and still holding a lot of that. So we'll see what happens from there. Traders have choices. They can always go elsewhere, but they're here. Okay. After your first million, you stop enjoying green days. And the only thing that you enjoy after that are red days. I know the feeling. I definitely have that. I've felt that before. Sometimes that the red days you get more of a emotion out of a red day than a green day. Definitely felt that a few times in my life here. When you're at the top, there's only one way to go, and that's straight up, baby, straight up. All right, so looking back over here at the gapper list again, what's popping off with the trade ideas scanner this morning on the low float stuff? IGC is still right there at $1. I don't like IGC, and I'm excited that we have a millionaire in the chat today. We got a millionaire in the chat giving us tips on life and advice on everything else. So that's always great to wake up to. This morning when I woke up, I had no idea that there would be a millionaire watching my YouTube live stream. Hopefully, he somehow, for some reason, wants to invest in my YouTube. I was looking for investors. Looking for investors who want to invest in the YouTube. That's great. Great stuff. It's just great stuff. I started out this live stream with the wrong settings, and now I'm like, there's a slight delay. That wasn't my plan. It won't let me change the setting now. Sorry about that. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. I don't do this for fun. I do it for the likes. So give me some more likes. And give me some more likes. I wouldn't watch YouTube if I was a millionaire. If I was a millionaire, if you guys were a millionaire, what would you do? You probably wouldn't be on YouTube watching my live stream, that's for sure. Unless you were just a really sick human being. You're just a sick human being. He's a sick human being. All right, so IGC. Look at this. I don't know why it's so hard to. These two are like really close together. So EYEG, like I said, below the VWAP, below $6. I don't want to touch it. So we'll see. Right now, it's looking like it's trying. I don't know. Is it trying to make a move here? Are we trying to get back above the VWAP here? Maybe. Right now, you can say we got some little bit of a consolidation support area, the 550 area. So 550 here on EYEG. Other than that, this morning, AKTX, I love it. What's funny is obviously when you trade for years, I've traded now for almost 4 or 5 years, and there's always tickers, right? There's always tickers that you made money on in the past or you lost money on in the past, and then they pop out on your radar again. And you're like, hey, I remember this stock. I remember this stock. Yes, I do. I remember it. It's like seeing an old girlfriend. Isn't that? It's like seeing an old girlfriend. That's what it's like, right? When you turn on your computer and you see a stock on the scanner, you're like, hey, I know that stock. I've traded that stock before. Let me take a look at it. It's kind of funny like that, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe I just have a sick humor. We got Bmra with 140,000 shares traded. Big pop so far from the, for 870 area this morning. 820 really. We opened up there at 8 a.m. up there to 820. We got a high of $10.50 so far here on Bmra. Looking like we might have a possible squeeze to do here. Bmra has got 9. We've got 8.6 million shares in the float on Bmra Bio America. Looking at the news here, irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What? Oh my! So they're talking. All right. So this has some news here, and right here, this is what we're looking for. That COVID-19. That's what we look at that in the headlines. So obviously they're going to get a lot of algorithms. You get a lot of people kind of looking at the stock with that type of headline. Anything with COVID-19 in the headline has a good chance of making a move. I would much rather see a stock like this that has news, have COVID-19 in the headline, and look at it there, up there to 1060 now. So Bmra, we've got what we're looking for, that COVID-19 right there. I can't make it any easier for you guys, can I? To see that? So that's the news today. Got a low float, and they've also got some news here. This actually, yeah, they've had some decent news here the last few days, so we'll keep an eye on it. Up there to 1060 now. Volume still pretty light, 233,000 shares, 234, and trying to push up here. This is the 1 minute chart we're looking at. Looking a little overextended here on the 5 minute chart right now, but there it is up there at 1060. Volume starting to come up here as well. So since we've been live streaming, we've identified the stock. It went from 950 up there to 1060 so far. So any of you guys get any action here on Bmra this morning? Okay. Why did I not jump in? I just didn't jump in on Bmra because it's just volume's still pretty light on it. Volume's pretty light still on it, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Got a high so far on Bmra up there to 1070. This was probably the setup right there off of that VWAP double kind of triple touch in that area there with that support. You can see that 950 area support there going from 980 up there to 1070. Nice little pop breaking out there. And if you look on the daily chart looking for resistance, this thing has had some pops in the past. We've got some resistance coming up there at the 1270. We'll say 1090 as a little resistance there as well. More so 1272. But you can see the high of that candle, that daily candle there at $10.90. After that, really looks like the sky's the limit here. If this thing could get over $11, probably get a nice little push, squeeze up there above 12. I'm using CMEG as my broker currently for equities in the equities market. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing there, you know. So we got to push up there. Bmra pushed up there to 1080 so far. We're pretty much in line where that resistance was so far this morning. And you can see pulling back right now here on BMRA. The volume's still pretty light. We only got 362,000 shares traded. A lot of these big movers that we've had recently pre-market have had millions of shares traded, millions and millions of shares traded before the market even opens. So this stock is really kind of lagging right now with the volume, especially look at this move here from 1070 back down there to 1018. So you've got to be careful with that one because when that volume's light like that, when the volume is overall, when it's light, this is what happens. You can drop like that from 1070 down there to 1018 in a matter of seconds. And we all know how that goes. We all know how that goes. I know how it goes. Hopefully you guys all know how it goes as well. And right now, 1070. So obviously, I think over 1070 at this point, we'll probably get a push up there to 11. We'll see if this is one to squeeze through there. Over 1070, look for a squeeze up there above $11, above that resistance there at the 1090, and try to squeeze up there to 11. Right now, that 1070 area acting as resistance here. But we all know what happens when those resistance areas get broken. When they get broken, we know what happens, don't we? Don't we? Don't you? You guys know what happens. Come on. I got some of the best, I got some of the brightest and some of the smartest and some of the greatest YouTube subscribers there is out there. We know what happens. We know what happens. So pulling back now, you can see the VWAP acting as a little bit of support right there, but still, this thing could easily just drop to 950 just like that. It could just drop like that. So be careful, my friends. Be careful buying the dip here if you are buying the dip. We got the low of this candle there at 1018, the low of this candle there at 1022. Like I said, over 1070, definitely look for a push up there to 11. Should be pretty quick and easy if this thing starts to squeeze. I would say the volume will probably come in there above 1090 as well and get a squeeze up there above $11. Still early in the morning right now. We've only it's only 8:30 in the morning. I just missed the short on the ES. Come on, don't tell me that. Wait, what? Is my thing lagging here? This is a nice little setup here, actually. Look at this setup here on the ES, on the MES, pushing up there to that previous support area, which was that resistance, which you can see. I had this line. I drew this line yesterday, actually. You can see that previous resistance here at the 55, 56 area, pushing up there, having trouble there at the 60s. And you can see the tops of these candles, wick, 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 a lot of wicks there. And now pulling back. I think my platform or something's having some issues right here. I'm going to reconnect. Get that, trying to get a reconnection here. Let me get a reconnection. Reconnect me, baby. I want that live data feed. All right, BMRA, looking for a squeeze here over 1070. Somebody asked me, do you trade pre-market, especially when you see a ticker gapping up? Really, it just depends on the setup. We've had some stocks recently that had millions and millions of shares traded pre-market. So it wasn't even like we were trading pre-market. It was basically like we were trading in a normal trading day at that point. So you can see here, BMRA trying to get more volume on it. Like I said, that volume a little light right now. So when you have that light volume, you get a lot more whipsaw moves and can be a little bit more dangerous trying to enter on those dips and those breakouts. But right now, looking like BMRA is trying to make a move here. We just had kind of another, let's say another almost, another kind of mini bull flag here on the 1 minute chart. Got so many lines on his thing. You know, isn't that interesting? Look at this. So if you look at this thing on the 5 minute chart, look, it's literally green, 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 trying to squeeze up there over 1070. Like I said, a 1070 area right now, holding it down. But if you look at the 1 minute chart, it definitely looks a lot different. Looks a lot more different. Looks a lot more different. Looks different. Looks different. I think I would say, something like that. Man, I don't know why sometimes like YouTube just like doesn't help me, you know, like doesn't help me. Like, come on. Like, get this thing going. Like, I really want to, I don't really know how to change the latency now. It won't let me change the latency. I don't want it to have any delay. That wasn't my plan here. It just like won't let me do it though. Son of a bitch. Just won't let me change it now. Stream settings. Let me change the stream settings. Whatever. Can't change everything, I guess. All right, so look at that. There's that. This is what I was talking about, that low volume. Bmra, low volume. We stay away from that. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no reason to worry about Bmra at this point with that low volume. Trying to chase it, trying to jump in. Just because it's up, you know, just because it's making a move higher doesn't mean it's going to, just doesn't mean that it's going to continue higher from here. So right now, Bmra, we'll see what happens from here, if this is going to make a move or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. What else is popping off? You can see the Gapper scanner. We got BOXL popping up there. EYEG still on the top of the list. And a couple other stocks moving around. We'll take a look here. Why do I not have the EMAs? I'm just trying to keep my chart really clean. That's really what it comes down to. I just want to have my chart really clean. Because this is one thing that I've learned, people, is that when you put a lot of lines, you put all these EMAs, you put all these indicators on the chart, a lot of times what that will end up doing is it can end up just kind of not only to say affecting, but it'll sometimes affect your thought process, because you're maybe basing too much of your entries and exits based on the EMAs. So for me personally, I'm trading purely off the VWAP, because I've went back, I've back tested, I've went back and looked at all these stocks that have made big moves. I went back for like a month and kind of looked back at all the top 3 stocks that were on the Gapper list. And the VWAP really was the strongest indicator that really dictated where that stock would end up at the end of the day. Where when the stock was below the VWAP, it pretty much was done and went down for the rest of the day. And then when the stock maybe opened below the VWAP, reclaimed the VWAP, if it pushes up there to the pre-market high, those are really some good setups, some really good overall bullish entries for that. So for me, you know, it's not to say that the EMA doesn't work. It doesn't say that your strategy doesn't work. What indicator? Some people trade purely off RSI. Some people trade purely off of the 90. You know, there's a million different ways to do it. But for me, kind of looking back at what I've seen and what I'm looking at in my setups, is some of the best setups that I've seen really came from, you know, being dictated or being controlled. I wouldn't say controlled, but really being set up from the VWAP. If you look at my VWAP setup, it's very simple. There's nothing special about it. Yeah, standard deviation. I could do the upper and lowers, I guess, if I wanted to, but I'm not really worried about that either. I think for me, I use the VWAP as one simple indicator. If it's below the VWAP, it's bearish. If it's above the VWAP, it's bullish, you know? That's really the way I look at it. Above the VWAP, it's bullish. Below the VWAP, it's bearish. I think that's a good way to keep yourself from trying to just buy the dip just because you're like, oh, you know, I want to buy the dip here because it's pulling back. You know, I'm going to buy. But it's kind of like, hey, you know, we were above the VWAP all morning, right? We're above the VWAP through this move here. You can see the VWAP. We're above it. Well, now we break down below the VWAP. So is that VWAP going to turn into resistance now? And is this stock going to just start to pull back from there? That's a much more possible outcome as long as this is below the VWAP. Like I said, what I say this 5 minutes ago, 20 minutes, 10 minutes ago, I said very clearly, BMRA below the VWAP, below 1070, not looking at it. Above 1070, this would probably get another squeeze going. But right now, the volume starting to look at getting almost. We're gonna get to 1 million shares traded, but you can see these candles still. What do we got? 30,000, 9,000, 17,000. I mean, I could buy 17,000 shares right now, you know, and just be stuck in this stock. So, no, thank you. Ain't doing it. I got no time for that. We got no time for that. So BOXL. BOXL is another stock that's kind of gapping around before and made some big moves before, and it's got a gap in the chart right here. You can see from the 240 up to the 260 area, looking like it's filling that gap right now there, and pulling back. So we'll see what happens here on BOXL. BOXL has 23 million shares in the float. 23 million shares in the float. So I don't love it. It's not like it's not a micro float, but it's not a large float, but still just a lot. You know, the more shares there are, the more shares. I don't know why I got a lisp going today. The more shares there are, obviously the more supply, the less demand. You got 2.8 million shares traded. So this is a big difference here, people. BOXL has 2.8 million shares traded, and it's went from $2 up there to $2.70. It's up 20%. Where if you go and you look at what we just looked at, we were just looking at what stock was that we were just looking at? If you look at Bmra, 700,000 shares traded, and you can definitely see the difference in the price action based on that, you know, that volume there. So something to really keep an eye on. Really keep an eye on. That volume is so important to keep an eye on. I think that's one of the probably most overlooked. A lot of people overlook the volume. They don't really think about it. They're just like, oh, it's moving. The stock's going up. But little do they look and like, oh shit, there's only like 40,000 shares traded on these candles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? EYEG, same thing. EYEG, Bmra, below the VWAP, nothing to think about, nothing to talk about, as long as they are below the VWAP. Dun, 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 dun. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that like button. Come on, let's go. Somebody said, well, why don't you short them? You can short them. I think EYEG might have shares. Nope. The problem, that's one thing that a lot of people get confused about, especially when they first start out trading, especially if they're trading like a paper trading account, is you can basically short anything that you want in a paper trading account, and it's much easier because you can just short. Yeah, great, awesome, right? But the problem here is when you get into a real money account, it's much more difficult. It's much harder to short because there are a lot less shares to short, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? Because you just can't go and short every single ticker when you get into the real money account. So that's one big difference between paper trading and trading with a real money account that a lot of people don't know about. Because when you trade with a paper trading account, you can basically short anything and everything. And it's like, wow, this is so easy. And then in the real world, well, you find out that it's, wow, there's just nowhere to short. So does Trade Zero have shares of EYEG and the other one? Anybody trading with Trade Zero? I've never used Trade Zero. When I went to this Trade Zero website to look at it, when I try to sign up, it won't let you sign up if you're USA. How do you get around it? What do you just say you're from somewhere else? Anybody? What is anybody using Trade Zero? How's your experience so far trading on TradeZero? I never used TradeZero. Do we think that mRNA has a run up today? Oh, I don't know. What's going on with the stock? After hours yesterday, mRNA going from 68 up there to 78, pulling back now, looking a little overextended, especially with the overall market. You can see the SPY today having a little bit of trouble. The SPY, we got a very important level to break through here. Look at that 338, 339, 339.08 would put us pretty much up there to the 340 area. That 340 area obviously would be our all-time high at that point for the SPY. So look at that recovery. I mean, it's mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Look at that recovery on the SPY. I mean, you can't make it up. You know what's interesting, too? You know what's really interesting is you look back at, like, the other big drops. Like, this was a big drop, right? In 2018, like, we thought that this was a big drop. It went from 280 down there to 260, and it was like, oh, wow, you know? Like, the market's selling off. Like, it's bad. And when look at this, it just rallied back to the moon after that drop. Same, very similar setup. Look at that. Like, just, it drops down and then V setup. We get that V over and over. It's just, pretty much it goes to this idea that stocks always go up. They just always go up. They can't go down, right? Like, stocks just never go down. They just always go up here. And it's pretty interesting to see. Look at this. Look at this overall chart. When you zoom out here, it's like, let's go back. Let's go back all the way to 96. You guys can't see it because it's behind my head. But back in 1996, the SPY was around $67. In 2009, after the financial crisis, that's what's amazing here, guys, is after the financial crisis, the market went from 130 down there to $75, $70. So it dropped 50%. But look at that move in comparison to what we had here. We went from 130 down there to 70. That's a 50% drop. And look at this thing. Like, look, in comparison to this, the overall size and the volume alone. Like, look at the difference in volume here. We had just insane amount of volume on this. Actually, had more volume. Had more volume back in 2008 on that move down. So that's interesting. I don't know if there's just more volume back in the day. Huh. I wonder what that said. I wonder why that is. I guess when the SPY was just cheaper in price, I guess it just traded with more volume back when it was under $100. Now it's $335, so it's just trading a little different there. So, but look at this thing. Look at that recovery. If you would have told, like, if I would have made a video when the SPY was at 220, and I would have told everyone after we dropped from 330 down at 220 that we were going to rally back to 340 within like 3 to 4 months, nobody would have believed me, right? Nobody would have believed me. No one would have been like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea, Patrick. Like, I wouldn't even have believed me at that point. That's what's amazing. That's why the market is so amazing, right? Because we got this drop from 330. The world's ending at that point, right? The world is literally ending. Like, this is the end of the world. Everything's going to shit. Like, the whole entire world is ending. And look at this thing. It just rocket ship from 220 back up there to almost 340 all-time highs. And this isn't even, like, the best to look at. Look at this thing. If you look at the QQs, look at the QQs. The NASDAQ's on its way to 300. It's just crazy. It's literally insane. Insane, people. It's mind-blowing. This TQQ, I made a video on YouTube talking about when all this was happening, when the market was crashing, and talked about stocks that would definitely be a good buy at some point. TQQ is always one of those stocks that you're looking to buy the rebound on, because TQQ basically it's a 3 times the ETF, or it's either a 2 times or a 3. I think it's a 2 times or 3 times. 3 times or 2 times ETF that follows, all the big players like Facebook, Google, all the big FANG stocks are basically represented with TQQ. And look at this thing. It's just madness. It's madness. From $30 up there to $130 there on TQQ. This is the weekly chart. So look at the daily. Look at this thing on the daily. It's been pretty volatile even on the daily chart. But overall, look at that. Back there in March. Come on. Yeah, it's 3 times. 3 times ETF. But if you're looking, like if you're wondering, like, okay, I want to have exposure to, all the big tech stocks. I want to make money off the tech bubble or whatever it is. Definitely TQQ is one of those stocks to keep an eye on. Especially if we get a big drop. Like if the market really gets hammered, I would definitely be looking for TQQ as a dip buy for, kind of a bounce back swing trade. The one thing to remember here with TQQ is it is an ETF or it's an ETF or an ETN. I think it's an ETF. It's an ETF, right? It's an ETF. It's one of those things. It's ETF or ETN. And overall, at the end of the day, TQQ there's always a chance that TQQ could go to 0. But the whole world at the end. So BOXL pushing up there, back above the VWAP now, up there to 275. It's on top of the Gapper scanner list here. BOXL, it's got 23 million shares in the float. It's up there, 280, 285, pushing now. Looking for it wants to get that $3 break here. Over $3. Looking at the resistance coming up here on BOXL. We've got resistance there at 307. We've got resistance there at 332. And then after that, looking pretty clear, we'll say till $4. So right now, this is that little pattern that I was talking about earlier, that VWAP kind of getting below the VWAP there on BOXL, getting below the VWAP. Right? We're below the VWAP here. We kind of are testing it, We reclaim the VWAP, we get that breakout, and then it's off to the races. And that's exactly, like you can pretty much see that exact setup here. If I can zoom in here. Right? Like this is just textbook kind of breakout there over seeing that kind of little flag there, whatever you want to call that. So little breakout there. And now I'm pulling back from 280 back to 275. A lot of volume on this thing. You got 6.4 million shares traded, and you can see that it really hasn't. Obviously it's made a move here, right? Like it's made a move from 250 up there to 280, but in general, still just really hasn't made, a supernova type move yet. So that's something that has to do with the overall float. Like if BOXL had, we'll say like a 3 million share float, then this thing would easily be close to $10 right now. If they had a 3 million share float, it would probably be over $10 at this point. So that's something to think about. I'm always talking about those floats for a reason, people. The float, baby. And what's the news on BOXL today? Let's look at the news. Boxlight and Samsung enter in a strategic partnership in the U.S. education market. Includes displays, classroom software, and professional development. Samsung strategic partnership. Octopus education software. Is this enough news? Is this good enough news to send the stock up over 100% on the day? I don't think so. Maybe. Always a chance here, but again, I don't think people care enough about education. People don't care about education anymore. Come on, let's be honest. They don't care. Nobody cares anymore about that stuff. What do you guys think? What do you think here? I think BOXL has. Look at the level 2 as well. I'm sure you guys are looking at this on your own platform right now. Keep an eye on the level 2 and look at some of those major orders coming in there. Big, huge orders, and then just not moving. The stock doesn't move. So Look, right now, it's just battling. Like, look at the battle on level 2. Are you guys seeing the battle? Can you guys see this on YouTube? Can you see level 2 clearly enough on YouTube to see the battle that's happening? This thing's just battling right here. Wow, look at it. Again, massive volume coming in there, trying to sell. Tons of volume on the sell side here. Trying to crush this back down. I don't know, boys and girls. That's the bots. That's the bots. Like, look at the volume coming in here. So much volume on this thing right now. And it's just not moving. I don't want to play with that. Watching. Got my finger on the trigger. Finger on the buy button for the break over 290. Watching. Order at 290. Order at 290. I'm in. Look, that's my favorite when Ross is like, I'm going to order at 290. The price of the stock is like 270. He goes, I'm in. I'm in. That's what it. Oh, I love it. You know, I don't want to bring up the whole like Ross thing like again, but what was it? The other day, MCRB. I wanted to like see what Ross was doing when I was trading MCRB, and I was kind of just listening to what he was looking at, and it was so funny. I know no one will believe me because everyone's an expert, everyone's Warren Buffett, and everyone knows everything. But I was sitting there and I was listening. Remember his live stream is like delayed, whatever. It's delayed, right? His live stream is delayed, so I'm hearing what the stock's doing, obviously in hindsight almost when it's coming through. But he would basically be like, "All right, guys, my next order on this stock is at $20.50. My next order." And it was so crazy because as soon as I would hear that on YouTube, I swear to God, the price, no matter what the price was, the price basically squeezed. It would squeeze to his entry point because what happens is, again, I know everyone's like, oh, Ross tells everyone to not follow him. Don't follow him. But it would literally, the price squeezed as soon as he said it on his live stream. He said, I'm going to buy at $20.50. And bam, instantly, as soon as I heard that come across the live stream on my phone, remember there's a delay. As soon as I heard that, it's literally, you can see just nothing but buyers, just hitting that market order, over and over. So anybody who says that Ross doesn't have any type of influence on these stocks has no idea what they're talking about. Literally no idea. I guess you just haven't traded before. BOXL, again, having trouble right here, 280. Like I said, there's a lot of volume on this thing, a lot of volume. Look at this volume. 200,000 shares traded, and the stock barely moved from 280 to 285. From 281, we've got 300,000. Lots of volume. 500,000 shares traded, and the stock's barely moving. So, BOXL, I'm staying away from it right now. I don't like it. I don't like the price action. Maybe it goes higher. Maybe it does. Maybe it goes higher. Who knows? But it's just too scam. I don't know, not scammy, but obviously BOXL. This would have been your setup there, but I think there's better setups in general to trade than this one here on BOX right now. Like it's just not moving. Again, like look at the float. I don't know. There she goes. But every time this thing pops up, it's just massive sellers stacking up on level 2. Level 2, massive sellers stacking up every single time it pops up. That's just not what I want to see. Oh, I mean, maybe we're consolidating. Sure. Maybe this is consolidating for that push to 3. Is that to say that it won't happen? No, but at the end of the day, This is not, I don't know. It's not really the setup that I'm looking for. Short BOXL on the small 930 pop. 930 pop? Yeah, you could definitely draw lines on this and see that breakout forming here. The high so far 288 on these two candles. See where this candle wants to push. If it's going to hold this 280 here, it's got to hold 280. Oh, Tyler Morris dropping knowledge. That news came out on July 15th. Let me go back. So the news came out, I guess today was like the final actually talking about it. You can see right here, this was the news that came out July 16th and talks about why the stock is squeezing. That actually, wait, that wasn't the one. Where's the other one? That wasn't the Samsung news. Where's the Samsung news? I just saw it. There was talks on the 15th, whatever. We saw the news. This is old news. Staying away from it. BOXL, like I said, don't like it. I ain't touching it. We'll see. See what pops up here. What time is it? 9 a.m. Hey, 9 a.m. Right now, you can see the gapper list. Look at that sell-off. Was I right? Or was I right, boys? You know, was I right? Or was I right? Come on, look at this thing. So, CBMG, BOXL, EY, we already looked at all these pretty much, so nothing really new popping up here on the scanner. EYEG has the smallest float out of all of the stocks that made a move today, and it still hasn't even really done much. It's down there to 526 now, so not getting too excited about that one. Take a look at futures really quickly, see what's popping off with the futures market. I need more monitors. I need more computers. I need more everything. Right now, you can see futures trying to bounce here. Looking at the bigger time frames. I'm going to see if we can get a pullback here at open, maybe on futures. I'd like to see a pullback. Let's say like that. This 40 area, maybe one more time. What do you think? I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, 30-minute charts. Kind of looking like we want to break out from here. We only got about a 30 handle move back to that 380 area, so. Looking at the 1 hour chart right here. $3,420 today. 3,420.69 today. Today? I guess that's probably like a long term. That's kind of like your That's a long-term bet, right? That's not like today, not happening today, right? You're not going to 3,420 today. Not today, boys and girls. I swear my, like... I'm going to watch and see what happens if we can push above this 357 area. Try to get a move. Go in here. Give some time. Give you some time here. Back over to equities. What do we got popping off here? BOXL pulling back down there to the VWAP now. Let me remove some of these lines here, see what's going on. Pulling back to the VWAP down there to 267. And right now trying to battle back here and try to squeeze back up there. You can see, look how nicely that really touched that VWAP, didn't it? Didn't it really just like it wanted that VWAP area. So now this move obviously would be a lot stronger if this does squeeze. Get those shorts worried. Have a better chance. Still don't love it. Look at EYEG. EYEG just got murdered from 763 down there to 520. Look at the volume. I mean, there's just literally no volume left on it now. Interesting. It's interesting to see all this volume comes in at 7 a.m. this morning. It's behind me right now, but all this volume comes in there 7 a.m. and then just gets murdered and back down there to 520 now. So that's interesting. Still looking here. BOXL trying to push up there 278 right now. What else is moving around? Looking here. Looking for anything with a low float. Low float. Where's that low float action at? Every time I live stream, literally, every time I live stream, the market's like dead. I swear. I swear that happens. Hey, don't be afraid to hit that like button as well. If you're here watching, it's free to watch, but don't be afraid to hit that like button. You know, share the wealth. One little click of your little finger can just change my life forever. BOXL having trouble here. 270. Is she gonna hold? Is she gonna hold? Do I actually get money per like? No. It just helps. The more likes that the video gets, the more that YouTube shares it. And the more that YouTube shares it, the more people that see the video, the more people that watch the video, the more people that subscribe, the more people that leave comments, all that fun stuff. The more that you guys can interact with the channel, the better. It really helps out. It does. I know it does seem like I'm always asking for like, oh, like, you know, help me help you, but it's not really. I promise it's not like that. I just need your help. I need your help here, people. I got bills to pay. You know? I got bills. I got problems. I got a life to live. I do not have a monthly subscription. I'm not really doing live trading every day right now, for anybody who's wondering. Somebody just asked. Honestly, I've just never had good success with trading live on YouTube. It's very distracting. You end up having, you get a lot of other people's thought processes kind of conflicting. You know, one person's like, oh, I want to get long. I want to get short. So, yeah, I got to, I don't know. Keeping an eye on the scanner for you guys. Don't worry. If anything pops up, if anything is popping up on the scanner, I'm going to let you know. Here's the Trade Idea scanner if you're just now tuning in. Welcome to the party. Oh, that's good. Have a plan. Stick to it. There you go. BOXL, it's just like, look how heavy. Look at the level 2. This thing is so heavy right now. I'm really impressed on how BOXL is trading here. I don't know if it's because, like, are they offering shares right now? Like, are they selling shares? Like, I mean, this has a 23 million share float, and it just doesn't go. It just doesn't go. I don't know. Like, the volume on this is insane. We got 12 million shares traded here on BOXL on a 23 million share float, and it just can't move. I know it's crazy because, like, it's up 30%. Wow, you know, cool, it's up. But, I mean, it's just not moving. Like, it's just not. Look at these 1 minute candles. When you've got 1 minute candles that are literally, what, from 77 to 7, you know, these candles are literally 4 cents moving. You can't trade that. You just can't trade it. You can't trade it. I'd say maybe if BOXL can get back over 280 here, if it can get back over 280 and get a squeeze going here, this might get people excited. Even just kind of breaking out here over 275. Like right now, it's got to make a move. If it loses this 270, it's not going to be good. Look at that. Look at the level 2. Look at the buyers and the sellers. Crazy. There's so much. I mean, those are some massive orders going through here. What in the hell? It's crazy. Crazy. Your VWAP for BOXL is 558. That seems a little high. Seems a little high there. Trying to pop back up here again. Crazy. Ross is in BOXL at 66 on that pullback. This thing's going to squeeze now that Ross is in it. Yeah, there's definitely something weird going on here with BOXL. Just something tricky going on here. There's that squeeze we were talking about. Ross is going to be looking for that push up there above 280 for that push up to $3. I know exactly what he's looking to do here. Just way too heavy. Way too heavy. Look at the time and sales. Look at the level 2. It's too heavy, my friends. Too heavy. There's no point in trading that. There's no point in trading that. That's not a good trade. Oh no, he's looking for the break of 80 cents here. Oh no! Is he out? Ross just dumped. Ross is dumping. Ross is dumping. Ross is dumping right there. Now his chat room's dumping. Look at that. Yep. 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 Not that I'm excited that this did what it did, but I'm just happy that I'm think not just me, but like I think a lot of you guys also in the chat were agreeing with me that BOXL just was not looking prime, not looking good for a trade there. So it's not that I'm like happy that it didn't work out for Ross, but definitely enjoy being right about reading a stock. That's I think that's one of the biggest parts of day trading, learning to day trade is having, seeing those setups and all that. So being able to identify setups and really being able to be like, hey, this is a good setup, this is a bad setup. You know what Ross never shows his commissions? You know that? Ross never shows his commissions. Does he? I don't think he does. On his videos, he's never showed his commissions. Do you know how much commissions Ross paid for 15,000 shares to get in and out quickly? No. Some of these $100,000 days, I mean, he's paying a shit ton in commissions. Ross is paying more in commissions than most people make in a year on some days. Especially if you're trading if you're trading 50, 60,000 shares. He's an AMTX? No, he's not. What's this? There's no volume on AMTX. No, he doesn't pay per trade. No broker. Lightspeed is a direct access. All the direct access market brokers, they make you pay per share at a certain point. Obviously, he's trading massive size, so he gets a really good break. So he's not paying, what most people pays. But he's definitely... Oh, no, trust me, I know how that works. No, people always ask me about CMEG. They're like, why trade? Why pay commissions? Why pay commissions? People always ask me. And the thing is, there is no possible way in hell that you could get in and out of a stock like this in a matter of seconds. In a 10 seconds, 20 seconds. There's no way you can get in and out in a matter of seconds trading with a free commission broker. You just can't do it. Thinkorswim has terrible fills. It's really bad. It makes it really difficult. Thinkorswim, all those platforms. Every platform that doesn't have like a DAS trader, DOS trader. You need something that's very streamlined, direct access, quick in and out. You cannot trade this type of action trying to get in and out, for the breaks and for the pops and the drops and things like that. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. That's why you got to pay commissions. BOXL down there to 260 now. Pulling back there from 260. Bouncing up there from 260 back up to 265. You can see that overall downtrend right now here, especially on the 5-minute chart. Look at the 5-minute chart. Ouchies. Today just might be a good day to sit back and just realize that not every day is going to be a good day. That's one thing that, that's probably one of the hardest things. Like the other day on Monday, I was up $3,000. Then I was down. I had $500 in profit. And I actually told my girlfriend, I was like, listen, I should just walk away. I should walk away here. But instead I was like, no, I'm gonna crush this stock. And people are like, well, how did you lose that much money? Honestly, on that day when I was trading MCRB, I wasn't even looking at my P&L. The trades were happening so fast because of the halts and everything that were happening that day. The stock would move like $2 in a matter of seconds. And I didn't even look at my P&L once. I didn't look at it because I was just like, I was trying to, I knew that I was losing, but I wasn't sitting there, looking at every single trade, at the commissions and everything. So, yeah, I just went full tilt on that for sure. Went full tilt. Full tilt. Also, one thing about Tyler Morris, let's link up. I didn't leave futures. Anybody who a lot of people are asking me if I left futures. I'm still trading futures every day. Not every day, but I'm always, this is what I do with futures now. This is my plan with futures. I got a couple different setups that I'm looking for with futures. A couple different setups. And I'm only trading those setups. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trading those setups. I've been working on it. And I've just been, my thing is with futures is now I'm looking for a setup that is like kind of a set it and forget it, right? For futures, I want to be able to capitalize off volatility in the market, but I want to wait for that setup. I want to wait for the setup, and then when that setup arises, I want to smack it, and I want to let it happen. Like yesterday, this is a prime example. Prime example yesterday, right? I got sometimes like too many lines on these charts. Yesterday, we had this overall trend that was really long. I don't know why that thing got so big there. Why was it so big, as she said? That's what she said, huh? We had this overall trend on the day. We got that breakdown. Like this right here, this is the setup, right? That's your setup that you want to trade. And you can see this is a fader. It just went from 60s all the way down there to the 320 area. That's the type of setup that we're going to be looking for. So definitely not just looking for any type and every type of move in the markets, because I know that, sitting here all day long trying to just getting in and out, it's just, maybe you can do it on a good day, but on most days, there's no point in doing that. We're just waiting for the right setup. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, just really focus on the 15-minute chart and letting that kind of, if a setup comes along, then I take it. If there is no setup, then I don't take it. That's all it really comes down to. Why do you scalp when you can take the whole move? I think it's just really hard. And, obviously in hindsight, it's always in hindsight with all these big movers. In hindsight, MNPR just popped up on the scanner here, going from 863 up there to 1050 now. It's got 59,000 shares traded so far. It's up 36%. Looking to see if there's any news on it. The live stream we will keep this live stream going during market hours. We will not be closing it off. I'll probably trade till like 11 or sit here till 11. So the news coming out here, this is old news, July 2nd. There's no news. There's no news coming out on this stock, MNPR. MNPR, looking, no news. Yeah, oh wait, is there news? Yeah, there's news. There we go. Here's the news on the 12th. Today's the 12th, right? Yeah, today's the 12th. All right, so MNPR, guess what we got, guys? Guess what we got? There we go. COVID. This is their to advance development of a novel triage test for severe COVID-19 utilizing its patented technology. So that's the news that came out here on the stock MNPR this morning. We've got 2.5 million shares in the float, so we got a little news there. Some good news that we like to see. Kevin, yeah, no, trust me. Like MCRB, the other day I bought that stock when it was $13. It was literally $13 when I bought that stock, and it hit $32 by the end of the day. So in theory, in hindsight, I would sit here and be like, oh, well, I could have held through that entire move, and I could have made $30,000. That would have been a great day, right? That would have just been a beautiful day, but it's just not that easy, is it? Nobody ever knows. That's the thing. No one ever knows how high, any of these stocks are going to go. That's like, you're just not going to know, are you? You're just not going to know. EYEG, I think this one's done for the day. BOXL, I don't love it. I definitely don't love it. Which one is the easiest, making money from trading or selling DV? That's the thing. I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard to make money trading, right? I don't think it's hard to make money trading. I think it's hard to be realistic and to be consistent long-term trading. If you get greedy, if you think that you can make a ton of money, it's hard to just. I think it's easy to make $100 a day to trade with that mindset where you want to make $100 a day, but it's hard to keep that mindset. You have 1 week where you make $100 a day and you're like, hey, it's time to make $10,000 a day. Literally, that's how it goes, right? Like you have a good week where you make $100 a day, and it's all of a sudden you made $100 every day. And for some reason in your brain, you're like, well, okay, I made $100 every day last week, and now it's time for me to make $10,000 in a day. Like that was my mindset on Monday. Like what was that? Where did that even come from? Like how did that happen? Like am I just an insane person? Like really? Like literally, I'm an insane person. You know what's even funnier is like that whole entire weekend, like last weekend, over the weekend, I'm like, man, I had like one of the best weeks ever, right? Like I crushed it in the market. I felt good about it. I felt like I just could not lose, right? And it's like, this is great. This is so great, right? Like I'm just going to be able to now make $10,000 every day. Oh. That's trading though, right? That's trading. That's just trading. That's how it goes. That's just the battle. Like if human beings weren't emotional, like the market wouldn't move, right? Like the market wouldn't move. Like if human beings had no emotions, the market would never move, because there would never be anyone that would FOMO. There would never be anyone who tried to, short the top. There would never be anyone who tried to buy the bottom. Like the reason that the market moves the way it does, it's not because people are bad or good at day trading. It's not that at all. It has to do with one simple thing, and that's emotion. Overall emotion in the market is very, 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 very big, So that's really what it comes down to. A lot of people say that day trading, you can't do it. It's not possible. And I 100% disagree with that. I think it's fully 1,000,000% possible. Very possible to do that. MNPR, look at it now up there at 13 from 11. This thing's going to be a ripper today, my friends. It's going to be a ripper. Woo! Look at this thing. I don't even know what to do at this point. It's way too overextended now. Way too overextended. We got about 3 minutes here till the market opens. Anybody? Is Ross in on this one? Come on, I know Ross bought this thing already. Let's hear it. I know you guys are also watching Ross right now. What's Ross in at? Come on. I guarantee Ross is in on this thing. Guarantee it. Look at that. Oh. See, this is giving me flashbacks right now, right? This is giving me like I'm in the war. Like this is giving me flashbacks. Oh gosh. I mean, this is a setup for sure. Low flow. It's got the COVID news. So this is definitely looking like she just wants to go crazy here. But I don't want any part of it now. I don't want any part of it. Oh my gosh. I'm not setting myself up for this. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting myself in this position. It's going to go over 14 here. It's going to break over 14, squeeze to like 20. I'm just not doing it to myself. Not today. Not live on YouTube. Me and Ross have a trading competition. Well, Ross is going to win. I mean, come on now. Just kind of watching the price action right now just to see. Not that I'm even trying to see anything here. But, just want to see. There it goes. Look at it. Wow. That's the scary part right there, right? So this thing just spiked over 14 and just dropped down to 1366, right? Down to 1340, down to 1330, just like that. That's the breakout. That's what I do not. That's why I would never tell you guys. I would never be like, hey guys, over 14, we're buying in hard. Because here's the thing. This is what changed about the stock. Look, it went from 11 to 13. This thing's just overextended at this point. This breakout isn't going to be as strong at this point because it's already made the move, right? It's already made the move. What do I need to work on as a trader? Emotion. Yeah, emotion. Here she goes. Woo! 1440. Look at that action. Like this is what I don't want to do in my life. You know, like it's just not worth it. It's just not. Look at that. From 14 back to 13. I don't want nothing to do with this. I don't care what the news is. I don't care. I ain't touching it. And I'm telling all of you guys out there, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. You know, like it's just too late. Like this, if you wanted to make money on this stock, like buying it down here, I don't know, why is the thing so big? Like this was the setup, right? Like this down here was the setup. This is not the setup up here. This is not the setup, my friends. This is the setup. If you really thought this wanted to make a move and you wanted to buy it, this is where you should have been buying at the $10 area, not at 14. Not at $14. Not at $14. Ain't doing it. Oh, it's getting halted to the downside. It's getting halted to the downside. Oh, look at that. Would you just look at it? It's halted now. MNPR, halted. Halted. BOXL, come on. BOXL getting crushed. MNPR getting crushed. We talked about it. EYEG down there to $5. Down there to $5. Looking at what's popping up on the scanners right now for you guys. Don't worry. I've got my eye on everything. Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? Come on. What else we got popping off here? We got MNPR there. Right now, the SPY making a move. Let's look at futures. There's that push we were kind of looking for. That push up here. I'm going to see where this... I want to see this over 360 here for futures. Over 360, I'm interested in kind of see what happens at that point. I like to see maybe a push. Let's get a push up to that 360 area, a little bit of a pullback, and then let's see if we can get a trend going here and see if the market's going to try to make a rally today and try to push. But I think overall, I would really kind of just wait and be cautious of buying until we can get above that 360 area. I think there's a lot of resistance in that area there. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to be smart. We got to be careful and we got to be smart all at the same time. So that's what I'm watching. I got multiple charts pulled up, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Right now, that 360 area acting as resistance here. It's only the first 3 minutes of the market, so we can, expect some volatility here. Over 360, just kind of sitting back, waiting for that 15-minute setup. Like to see this 15-minute candle close above 360. Maybe get a nice little pullback here, kind of retest that 360 area. That would be a good entry for me. I think we just need to kind of test. Let's break that 360 area. Let's pull back a little bit. Let's then go to the moon. Okay, that's what we're gonna look for. That's the setup today for our futures setup here. Getting back over here, I'm really interested to see what happens here with MNPR. Woo, baby! Hey, what's up? Nevada in the house. What's up with BFRA? This thing was making some stuff yesterday as well. BFRA, not really sure. This stock was moving around yesterday, I think as well, wasn't it? Or the days or something. Yeah, yesterday. This thing yesterday went from 13 up there to 41. And look at these. This is all just halt candles. Halt. And what's funny is, look, this is 5 minutes. This is from 12:15 till, about an hour. This thing was halted and gapping up for like an hour. Literally, like halt, 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 and then going from 40 back down there to 22 on that gap down there. So that's pretty funny to see. All right, so that right now the SPY having trouble with that 3,360 area. Let's see if futures are going to try to push through here. We're above the VWAP on the SPY right now, so that's obviously a good sign. And let's see what happens here. MNPR. MNPR! It's only 5 minutes in the market open. I feel like I've been on here all day. I'm gonna need a massage after this. I'm gonna need to get home. Go get a little massage. Get a little tight. Get a little tight, boys. Get a little tight. So the resumption will be in about a minute here on MNPR. Who has the inside scoop on Ross right now? What's he at? What's going on? Let's hear about it. What's going down? I mean I hope Ross didn't buy 10,000 shares at 14. I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't. He might have. Ross probably bought at 14 and sold at 14.40. The guy is an animal. He's an animal. He's in. What's his cost basis? All that fun stuff. Like what? Give me some details, people. I want to hear the juicy details. He's adding at 12.10. He's adding in 12.10. Okay. A little bit of a pullback here. Still, ooh. She's getting murdered. Come on. Shooting. Keep adding, Ross. Keep adding. It's going so well for you. Keep adding. Just keep adding, Ross. Don't stop. Keep adding. Keep going. Oh, it's going to pop here. It's going to pop back up here. Oh, no. Ross is out. Now it's going to pop back up. You know that's going to happen. Watch. It's going to pop back up. It's going to pop back up. Kevin Hong. I sized up last Monday. You don't remember? Went full retard. You never go full retard. Don't you guys know the rules? You never go full retard. You never. You know what's funny? It's not funny, but what's funny here is that what have I been saying all pre-market? I mean, not all pre-market, but ever since this thing, when it got there to $14, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? I definitely did not tell anyone to buy this thing, that's for sure. I definitely did not tell anyone to buy this. Did I tell any of you guys to buy it? Nope. I did not. So who is the master? I'm just kidding. Hey, Ross lost 24,000. Who cares? He's going to make $1 million this year, this month alone. So it doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to put that out there. Some people who have live streams on YouTube, they tell people to buy stocks that they shouldn't buy. And some people have live streams on YouTube and they tell people to not buy stocks. They try to, help. I want you guys to not lose money. I want you guys not to lose money. So, MNPR, this thing's done in the water. I saw Tyler said he might look to buy the first green candle. There's always a chance it might get a little Yeah, there's always times. No, Kevin, there's a difference between Kevin, this is my issue, right? My issue is not about sizing up. My issue is going from making $500 a day consistently and being totally consistent with $500 a day. And then for some reason, just I don't know what I was drinking, what I was smoking over the weekend, but to wake up Monday morning and say to yourself, 10,000. I'm going to go from making $500 a day to making 10,000. Like that was a little bit of a far-fetched plan. So BOXL still below the VWAP here. You can see how the VWAP has been holding it down. Again, BOXL, I told you, pre-market, this thing was looking really heavy. Wasn't expecting much from it. Did not have any type of, wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it at all. You can see the level 2, everything about the stock is just heavy. It's way too heavy, way too heavy. It's not going up. It's just too heavy. It's just too heavy. Too heavy. It's too heavy. Uh-oh, let's see. Tyler, you going to jump in here? Tyler, you going to jump first green candle? You jumping in? I'll still be on. Look at this, getting murdered right now. This is the thing. This is what I want to just address really quickly here. Like this is the seriousness, the actual consequences here, right? So Ross has 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 people watching his live stream. And let's say, like people are always like, well, most people they don't actually have money, they're not trading. But the thing is, let's just say like 500 people. Let's just say 500 people in lives watching Ross's live stream actually bought this stock at $14. Let's just say 500 people. We'll say 100 people. Let's just say 100 people were like, hey, I want to buy this stock at 14 just like Ross. Those people just got murdered. Like sheep being let. Like Ross should have literally should have been like, hey, come on over here, kids. Take a chainsaw. Just start cutting their heads off because they just want to be slaughtered. Like, this is bad juju. This is bad juju. I'm all about, getting the YouTube subscribers, getting the YouTube views, making money. I'm all about it. But the thing is, I don't want to be responsible. Like, I don't want to be responsible for telling, obviously, I make videos on YouTube talking about Bitcoin, talking about cryptocurrency stuff. And, I tell people, listen, at the end of the day, I have my risk tolerance. I can lose $9,000 in one day. I can lose $9,000 in one day. And I can still pay my bills. I can still go out and, buy. I can still do things losing $9,000 a day. And that's just because that's where I'm at in my life. But there's people out there that they're trading with every single penny they own because they're desperate. They need money. They want money. I see this a lot. A lot of people are like, hey, listen, I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my bills, but I've got $1,000 in my trading account. No. You need to walk away right now. You need to rock away. So, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I do feel bad. I feel bad. I do. I really feel bad for people out there. I wish I could help everyone, just give everyone free money, but we all know that you just can't give people free money. It's just not how life works. You got to work for it. You got to have some type of input to get the outcome. So CNR, another one getting hammered here from 9:30. And look at this one. Again, look how overextended this was on the 1 minute chart here at open. Wasn't even looking hot at all. And the volume kind of light as well. If we're not getting a million, if we're not getting millions of shares traded on those 1 minute candles, then I'm just thinking it might be bad for us. So the SPY looking like she's setting up here for a little bull flag on the SPY right now. I don't know. What about you guys? You looking? I'll show you on the SPY here. This is gonna dictate. The SPY kind of holding. I'm watching to see if we can hold this 335 area on the SPY and get that little 15 minutes here. We just haven't been able to really get going just yet. So a little hesitant here. Just a little hesitant. We'll see if this is going to want to pop. I got a 15-minute candle about to close here in about 12, 8, 9, 7. About to close right here. So there's a 15-minute candle close on the futures. Looking like we might get a little pullback here. Kind of worried. Let's see. Get the view out there on the SPY. Let's go. Jim Cramer in the house. I met Jim Cramer one time when I was in New York, actually. I've met a few stock market legends over the years. I'm not going to name drop everybody, but Jim Cramer was definitely one of those guys that I was like, hey, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of cool to meet you. He was actually really nice guy. I saw him on the street in near Wall Street, actually. He was actually just leaving the New York Stock Exchange. Ryan Hammond, let's go fishing. Tyler Morris, all these guys, everybody wants to go fishing. I'm down. Let's just hit me up. Hit me up on the gram, Instagram, at Patrick Wieland. If you want to go fishing, we'll set it up. Just anybody and everybody. Let's just go. Everybody, let's just go. I could take like 5 people fishing. IGC pushing up there to 132, getting halted now. This is another stock that I would just stay away from. I mean, maybe it goes, maybe it squeezes more, but it's got 34 million shares in the float. I'm not too excited about it. I don't know. Maybe you guys are, but I have this weird thing. I got this weird thing about trading dollar stocks. I don't know why, but I don't. You know, I think what it is. I think it's because over the years I've traded with SureTrader and I traded with some other brokers that the brokers wouldn't allow you to have. They wouldn't let you have margin on stocks under $3. So that's a lot of times. I think that's why I kind of stay away from stocks that are under $3. Not so much because you can't trade them, just because in the past I couldn't get margin on those stocks. We got EG trying to pop up here from the 5 now up there to 530, but just getting hammered back down there to 5. So again, underneath the view app here, not about it. No, I'm not in any trades at the moment. We had a couple of setups today that we were looking at, but everything just got crushed at open. And I'll tell you one thing, and normally what happens, you'll get these days where it's just like everything just gets crushed. Everything out of the gate just gets crushed. And those are the days where you just got to be like, hey, I ain't about it. I ain't about that life. BOXL still getting crushed here. Down there to 240 now. Just getting murdered. Somebody said that earlier, was like all excited about BOXL, said that BOXL was going to squeeze, and I was like, nah, it ain't going to happen. It ain't happening. And look at it. Down there to 240 now. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen, right? How's that Kodak stock? Kodak, $10. All right, so futures right now looking like she wants to pop here. Let me get. There's that pop we were looking for. Now up there to 360. I'm gonna look to see where this is a 5-minute candle, so we got about a minute 20 till this candle closes. I would like to maybe see a close kind of in this 59 area here. 59 area I think would be a great place there. What do I think Boxel will do with good earnings? I don't think about what stocks might do or where they might be tomorrow or anything like that. I just don't think about it. You'll drive yourself insane, right? You'll just drive yourself insane thinking about that kind of stuff. Got 54 seconds here on this candle to close. 15-minute chart looking pretty good here. Let's see where this 5-minute candle closes at. The SPY had a nice little pop. Got 38 seconds here on this candle to close. You can see what I'm looking at with the SPY right now. Little pop up there, 336. So maybe get a little bit more of a pullback here. Maybe get like, I don't know, 336 is trying to hold right now. So Let's see if we can. Got 18 seconds on this close here. 1947 Knuckle Blaster, huh? All right, so this 5-minute candle is now closing. Looking to see maybe get like 58s here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a 58 pullback here. 59 pullback. Looking for 58s. I like to get like right in this 58 area. 59, 25, 59, 58. Come on. $58.75 popping up there. $58.50. I'm put an order out here. This thing got filled there. $58.50, and then put a stop on this right below 56. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna trade this with one contract. I'm gonna put a stop there at the right below this 5-minute candle. Oh my gosh, she's pulling back a little bit more than I thought she would. See if I can get another contract here at the 56s. That'll lower us down a little bit. And then just gonna put a stop here below this consolidation level and see if we can't get a squeeze up to the look for like 370 area today. If the market can try to keep some momentum going and squeeze up here today. Look at that SPY pulling back to the VWAP there on the SPY right now. A little bit of trouble there. Little bit of trouble there. Might get stopped out of this. I was hoping that 336 area was going to turn into support. Kind of turn in this previous little 336 resistance there. And squeeze up there. But still looking, I think as long as we can hold kind of this area here, market's going to do something at some point here. Starting to, what do we got moving? What's moving around here? What just got halted? What was it just got? IGC just got halted, right? IGC now up there to $1.50 after the halt. She's squeezing. It's up 139%. We talked about it pre-market. And look at that. Again, look at this. Look at that VWAP action, right? That VWAP just turning into a magnet, really. We had that little pop above it. We pulled back, a little pop above it. Just a lot of that price action right there, the VWAP, especially seeing that this had a dollar support there, had that whole dollar support. It got back above the VWAP after open, a little bit of a sell-off, back above the VWAP, and look at it, off to the races there once it got back above that VWAP. So again, you know, I keep talking about it, why I think that VWAP is so powerful, so important to keep an eye on, and that's why. What is happening here with this thing? All right, so we're looking for a push up here. We're back in the green on that, on those contracts. Got my stop at the 52s, my entry at the 57s, and looking for 70 area here or higher. I'll kind of let it go a little bit. Why does this keep doing this? I need more monitors. Honestly, I need more monitors. I just got a lot of stuff going on, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot going on with my charts. DC Gaming, DG Gaming, I just lost all my money. Ouch. That's not good. That's not good. Look at this. Look how quickly this thing went from, it's like a little, like, it's crazy. So it reopened, right? This the stock opened at $1.32 and squeezed all the way to $1.53 on that 1 minute candle. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Jay Towers bet against Ross and won. It happens. That would be kind of cool. You know what would be cool? You know how they have like those Oculus Rift glasses, the virtuality ones, the AR or whatever you call it, augmented reality. What if you could wear the goggles? You wear the goggles, right? And then you just had all your, like you had like a virtuality, a virtual you had a virtual like trading room, like your whole entire office was just like inside of the app, right? That'd be pretty sick. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to create that and then send it to me to try, I will do a review on YouTube. I think it'll be pretty epic. Why is the VWAP better than the moving average? I think at the end of the day, you have a lot of different moving averages. A lot of people use different moving averages. They use like the 9 EMA. Some people use different. Everyone's using different moving averages. But the VWAP, really tried and true, is just simple. It is what it is. Like, it's the VWAP, you know? Like, just no rocket science behind it. So we're going to get a reopen here in about another minute on IGC. Keeping an eye on anything else popping up for you guys. Don't you worry. We got the stock here, AOSL. I think it is, right? AOSL. It only has 190,000 shares traded. It popped up there to the $15 area and pulled back $14.10. So something going on here. Just not a lot of volume on it. Be very careful if you look to trade AOSL. The volume, only 194,000 shares traded. It's up 25%. IGC is about to reopen here, I believe, in about 56 seconds. So if you're looking to take profit on IGC, well, get ready, my friends. Why does the thing behind me like just not want to go, does it? All right, so my futures trade right now, I'm up there to the 60s now, 60.75, with my entry there at the 57. Looking pretty good so far. Like I said, looking for a push up there to the 70s on this move. This is a very textbook kind of setup that I was looking for. Like I said earlier, when I'm trading futures, looking like she wants to go here. If anyone's wondering, I am using Optimus Futures. I'm using Optimus Flow. This is a platform that I'm using, Optimus Flow. There is a link in the description. You can actually download this platform. You can trade with it for free and learn all about it. They have a paper trading setup and all that. If you want to do that, you can do that. There's an option for that. And the guys at Optimus are really on point as well. So just kind of recapping what this trade, why this trade kind of was what it was. Again, I kind of talked about this pre-market already in the live stream. This 356 here, you can see the tops here. Ding, 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 ding. A lot of resistance there. The market overall sold off and then really kind of bounced back pretty strong in the middle of the night. This morning consolidating there at the 52 level. And looking like we can push up here. So we're currently up almost 10. We got a little bit more to go before we get 10 handles, but we'll see if we can get a push here and get above this 65 level. I think over 65 should get a nice little pop. You can see a little bit of resistance here from yesterday's resistance, kind of lining up right where we are right now. So we're looking to see if we can't squeeze here and get this pop-a-rooney. And what else was popping off? What's going on to equities? So we got a 10-minute halt, there on IGC. IGC has a 10-minute halt. So we got another 3 or 4 minutes here till this run reopens. EYEG trying to get back above the VWAP here. Could this be a VWAP reclaim type of setup here? Possibly. It does have a low flow. It's got a 4.4 million share flow. It's got 3.6 million shares traded so far today. It's trying to push up there. We got the VWAP right now. Is this going to let it go? Is the VWAP going to hold it down? Is this going to turn into resistance and then now it's going to roll off back down to 5? What do you guys think? I'm thinking right now that it's looking like she wants to roll off a little bit here, but volume looking a little bit better. Definitely getting more volume through this move here. But as you can see, that VWAP right there at the 560 area, trying to hold it down there. We got to get above the VWAP here. Obviously, we need to get above the VWAP. Quick little pullback there. Can she hold that 530 level? Maybe. Oop. Looking a little weak here. That VWAP acting as resistance. This could have been a beautiful short if you had shares of short there. No shares of short here. Would have been nice. Would have been great. Look at this thing. BFRA up there to $30. Gosh. Guys, you gotta be kidding me. Up there to $30 on BFRA now. They're $29.70. This thing is halted here. It's gonna reopen here in a little bit. But look at it from. It's one of those stocks, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. And the volume, it's so funny. It's so funny. You think somebody this morning was like, their plan was like, all right, I'm gonna buy the dip this morning because I think this thing's gonna rally. It's gonna squeeze again. Hey, it worked out for him. I mean, whoever bought this morning at the $15, $16, $17 area, I mean, they're sitting pretty right now. They're sitting real pretty. Sitting real pretty. The question is, who is buying this right here? Who bought at somebody bought this thing at $29.70. Should reopen here in about a minute. IGC reopen? IGC is going to reopen here in a minute as well. So we got a couple stocks. A minute 56. EYEG looking a little weak here. On the 5-minute chart, looking a little bit better, but still not liking that big wick there. That big wick there is never a good sign. You just don't want to see those big wicks like that, especially at a resistance area, because you can see earlier had a big wick there as well off that VWAP. So obviously not a good sign. All right, IGC going to reopen here in about 20 seconds. Get ready, rock and roll. Not that I would trade this either way, but yeah, I don't really, not really focus on the tape. All right, so I'm going to go back over here. Well, this is going to reopen here now, but I want to move my stop on my futures trade. I'm going to move it to break even. So I'm going to move my stop on the futures trade to break even. I'm up right now, but I don't want to let it come back down and stop me out. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move my stop to just basically right above break even there. I'll just put it a little bit higher here. Come on now. There's so many things. There's too many things on my computer right now. It won't let me even move it up here. What? My gosh. There we go. 65 pushing up there. We're squeezing, baby. Looking for that full 10 handle move from the 57s up there to the 70s. Let's go. Let's go. Back over here. Looking at IGC now at $1.80. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at this thing. Up 183% right now. So on level 2, it'll show you the halt levels. It'll basically it'll say like LDU for a halt down, or it'll say, what's the halt level up? Or LU for a halt level up, I think is how it normally works, right? Futures pushing up 66 right now. Looking for that 70 push. Can we get it? Looks like Ross Cameron might make back that $25,000 loss that he made earlier on that move this morning. But nice little move here on IGC now. Like I said, I just was not about it at all. But hey, it could have paid off nicely. It could have paid off nicely. It could have. Definitely could have. Where's that? Where was the other crazy one that we were just looking at? Where did it go? What was that stock? What was the crazy stock we were just looking at? That BFRA. PFRA. This thing about to reopen in about a minute 55. Minute 50. mRNA might be a good swing, you think? I don't think so. I don't think so. What's your thought process on why you think it's a good trade? Why it might be a good swing? I don't know. MNPR all the way down there to $8.50. So for everybody who bought at $14, may you rest in peace. May you rest in peace, my friends. That hurts. Still holding my futures trade, looking for that push up there to the 370 area. Looking for the SPY to get going here. 330 to be 337. 337 on the SPY is what we're looking for. IEG over the VWAP, getting halted right there. Look at that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You can see on level 2. See the level 2? You see how it said LU? LU meant where the halt level was. Basically telling us where the halt level was. Okay. Okay. EYEG starting to make a move here. Now I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see if this can get going now that let's just see how this works out with the VWAP here. If this is gonna make the move here that we're thinking over the VWAP. We were talking about this morning. We said, over the VWAP, if it can reclaim the VWAP, maybe EYEG can get going. But still we're below $6. So that $6 area is going to obviously be resistance here. We'll just say, I'm just going to put it right there at 6. $6 being our resistance. But now with this halt going into it, pretty good chances one to squeeze at this point. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. If this is going to get moving. That is a beautiful break back above the VWAP. This thing's probably going to reopen above 6, probably. Maybe. What trading platform do you use? I'm using. Here we go. Up to the 70s, boys. I'm using CMEG for equities, and I'm using Optimus Flow here. I'll show you guys. Optimus Flow. There we go, boys and girls. Look at this. My entry down there at the 57s. We're up 10 handles, doing it live right here on YouTube for everybody out there who's always like, this guy doesn't make any money. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, it is. We did it together. So I'm gonna be smart here. Obviously, I want to be smart today, right? We're trying to be smart. I'm gonna see if I can take a little bit of profit off up here in the 67s. That just to lock in my 10 handles on one contract here. I'm gonna put an order out there, 67 flat. Let's see if we get filled here. It should get filled, hopefully. Get filled there. 67, one order, one contract. Okay, we're getting filled there. Beautiful. This is just beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna move my stop on this last contract to the 60s. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this stop. I'm gonna let this trade go until the end of the day. I'm not gonna look at it anymore. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. All I'm gonna say. And I'm going to let that go. So, let's see. What do you mean? What did I say about that resistance? What did I say about that resistance? We got the resistance move. So, now I'm going to let this one just kind of do its own thing for the rest of the day now. I'm going to just minimize this and let this one ride. And then just check on it, just checking on it by the end of the day. If it goes all the way to the moon, it goes all the way to the moon. Either way, we're going to lock in some profit here. So, that's all we're looking for. I just don't want to put my I don't want to put my stop like right at a level that might get touched again. Just kind of that 60 area might get touched one more time. So I'm going to just put my stop right there at the 59s and just let this one try to get another, maybe get 20 handle. Maybe get up there to the 80s today if this really wants to go, you know. Do I eat fish? Yeah, I eat fish. Do I eat fish every time I go fishing? No. A lot of people are always like, what do you do with all the fish that you buy or you catch? A lot of times I just end up giving away fish. Look at this thing. BFRA up there. They're 36 now. Okay. Do you have to pay a monthly fee for Optimus? They have a free. Optimus has a couple different settings. If you want to check them out, there's a link down below. You can check them out. And you can call the guys. They're really easy. They're really cool guys. They've been doing it a long time. They can help you out. Any questions you have, they're right here in the U.S. They're actually in Boca in Florida. I've met up with them a couple times. They're good guys, and they'll help you out and figure out what kind of platform or just really anything you need to do. They'll just give you all the answers. Really simple, really simple. I live in Fort Lauderdale. For anybody out there who wants to come murder me, well, I live in Fort Lauderdale. Come and find me. This thing, look at this. BFRA looking like she wants to open above 40. Oh my gosh, this thing is crazy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, this is the type of things where it's just like, why do they? I understand it, you know, like they're gonna halt it or whatever, but like these halts I mean, these halts are what cause this type of price action. Like, this is why the stock went from 20 to 35 is because of the halts, you know? EYEG above 6 like that. Looking a little overextended right here. Might go for another halt. 658 is the next halt level. This thing, if it can push up there, looking like a little trouble here. 658 will be the next halt level. 687 now, so the halt level is going to be increasing, going higher as this kind of consolidates there for a minute. Looking at a 5-minute chart, going by the 1-minute chart. You can see that drop there from 650 back down there to 6 now. So EYEG, just, you know, obviously that big halt getting overextended there, expecting that type of pullback. And look at it now, down back below 6. So EYEG just not having the money going. The money's not going into the stock right now. There's that dump from the 650 level. So again, I cannot stress to you guys how important it is to be in these moves before, you know, you get this big move like this. You don't want to be the guy buying after a big move like that. You don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, I'm going to buy this at $6.40 after it just went from $5 to $6.40. You know, you just don't want to be that guy. MNPR bottoming out, they said. Is it bottoming out or is it just getting crushed? I don't know about you guys. Oh my gosh. I hope to God. I really, this right here is bad. Like IGC now, look at this. It pushed up to $2. This is what they did. They trapped the bulls so hard right there. That right there, my friends, is called a trap. They trapped them, you know, like it's just, this is the trap right here. Look at that trap. They let it break over 2, and then they just hammered it back down. And guess what? Everybody who chased this over $2 break, everybody who trades with that you know, other guy on YouTube, everybody who chased this just got murdered. So, and yeah, hopefully they didn't chase this move above $2 because this thing is getting murdered. It's not even about resistance hunters. It's about the sheer fact. This is what it's about. That people know that there's different strategies, right? There's only so many strategies. Even though everyone claims that their strategy is the best strategy for trading, everyone claims that they're like, you know, the best ever, you know, they got the best strategy. Everyone has the best strategy, right? No one ever says that they have the worst strategy. Everyone always says they have the best strategy. But if you look at 100 different trader strategies, if you look at 100 different trader strategies, almost always their strategies are very similar to the overall premise. It's always the same idea, right? You're trying to buy breaks, you're trying to buy dips, you're trying to buy off support, you're trying to sell into resistance. There's no rocket science. Nobody has a strategy that's like, this is so much different than anyone else's strategy, right? Unless you're trading maybe options. If you trade options, if you trade like, if you get really deep, like in the credit swaps and you're doing like, you're trading, you're doing some weird stuff, then your strategy might be different. But most retail traders, most people who are trading these types of stocks trade very, very similar. And it doesn't matter. I know people on YouTube are always like, well, everyone copies my strategy. But it's like, at the end of the day, we're all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to buy low, we're trying to sell high. But what happens is shorts, if you're a short, then people will play into that idea. People will play into the idea of where people might be buying, where people might be selling. If people are buying, if people are loading up at a support area, those shorts will sit there and be like, okay, hey, let them keep loading up here. Let them keep loading up. And then let's hammer them back down. So that's what they'll do. So I'm telling you right now. And I know a lot of people out there will be, that everyone thinks that the world is a fair place, that everyone, deserves equal opportunity, that everyone should be able, to live and be happy and free. But that's just not how the world is. So it's just not how the world is. This is a cat and mouse kind of game. And I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get deep into it, but I can tell you right now that there are brokers out there who trade against their clients. They literally have algorithms. They have accounts. They basically look at their clients. They go, okay, hey, Steven, Daniel, Alex, Chris, all these guys lose money every month. So all we need to do is just do the opposite. They create an algorithm. Their algorithm runs and basically places the opposite trade for every trade that they make. Because the thing is, you might have a green day. You might have one green day, but that's fine. It's like the broker might lose a little bit of money when you have a green day. But in general, most beginner traders, their green days are smaller than their losses. So these brokers out there that are making tons and tons and tons of money trading they're trading literally order for order against you. You're buying at 180, they're selling at 180. You're buying at $2, they're selling at $2. Like they have an algorithm. Their computer has no emotions. It does not care what is going on other than the fact that it's taking every single trade that you're taking to the opposite side. So that's the market. That's the stock market. It's really that bad. And people will try to deny it. They say that people don't stop hunt. They say that, market makers don't do things like they don't run up stocks pre-market. Like this is MNRA that did the spike pre-market, or what popped pre-market? EYEG? Yeah, EYEG. Like this right here, like this is like just perfect example of just like overall manipulation, right? You pop the stock, you make it go from 630 up to 790 pre-market. Everybody jumps in here trying to jump in. They're all excited, right? Like this thing's going to the moon. And what do? They hammer it down. They're doing it. They're doing it, right? I forgot. What was it? I think it was one of the best stories of how corrupt Wall Street is Wall Street during the Uber IPO. I think it was Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs was shorting Uber. They were shorting Uber the same day that they were selling shares on the open market. And their reasoning behind that, this is what the best is. The reasoning behind them shorting the stock that they were offering on the market that day was to help keep the price up. They were trying to help keep the price up by trading the stock on the day of the IPO. But instead, they had a massive short position against Uber, the same exact stock that they were offering and telling everybody who listens to them, everyone's like, hey, Uber's a good investment. The same people that are telling you, the analysts, the banks, all these people that are giving you price, forecasts and saying, hey, this stock's going to be this much in the future, those same exact people are the people who are betting against the stock as they're putting out price. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the fine thing about the whole Uber thing is you can go on Google right now and you can search it. It was a real thing. Goldman Sachs was shorting Uber the day of the IPO. 100%, it was a real event. Real event. How amazing is that? Look at there's no follow through today. There's just no follow through. Yes, JP Morgan has the largest, maybe not the largest, has one of the largest physical silver warehouses in the world. Physical silver warehouses in the world, and they are net short silver. What? They own more physical silver than most countries, than most anyone. JP Morgan owns one of the most physical silver warehouses in the world. But at the same time, they've been shorting silver and telling people that silver is a bad investment for years while they own all of this physical silver. It's amazing. It's amazing. You just got to love it. You just got to love it. And that recent move in silver, the big crush that we had a big drop off in silver recently from the 27, the price of silver down there to 23. And one of the big reasons this happened is because it's so simple for the big players. This is one of the reasons with Forex. A lot of people don't talk about with Forex. Forex is highly manipulated, and the big banks, the big money guys, they're the ones who move the Forex market around. They're the ones who control it. But at the end of the day, the same thing with the futures market. They're ruthless in the sense of, hey, the price of silver is getting way too high, right? It's getting way too high. So what are they going to do? They're going to start shorting it. They're going to get bearish. They're going to talk about it being too high. They're going to do everything they can to crush the price, to make it more attractive. Same thing with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's a really good example of that as well. Back in March, Bitcoin dropped from $10,000 to $5,000. And that's not natural, right? That was not like everyone's like, hey, today I want to sell my Bitcoin. That's not what it was. It was pure manipulation, pure price manipulation. They manipulate the price down. They drop it to 5,000. Then they buy it back up. They push it to 12. They sell it again. And they'll probably do it 3 or 4 more times over the course of the next 10 years. They can easily do that when they have that big money. When you're dealing with currency, when you're dealing with really anything that has to do with money, it's easy to manipulate something. I mean, think Bitcoin has 21 million. That's what's crazy. You think about, okay, this is what's crazy. You think about IGC. IGC has 34 million shares. Bitcoin has 21 million shares. And probably, I mean, I always say there's probably 18 million Bitcoin maybe left in the world at this point. And not all of those are being traded every day. So there's a very small amount of Bitcoin that's being traded on exchanges. Like the actual amount of Bitcoin that's traded every day is very small. So it's very easy for them to manipulate the price. And as you can see here, look at this. Futures, come on. I'm thinking that the SPY just wants to go today, right? Like we might just push. We might just push here. Over 337 should really get us going, I think. Let's see. Well, I'm kind of worried that we might get a pullback to the VWAP, though. That's my only worry here. I only have a little bit of concern about that. Maybe not a little bit. I got a lot of bit of concern. Definitely got a lot of bit of concern about that. Let's even get a push all the way up to the 370s. Let's see. SPY up to 330, 337. Well, the market has not been this good for trading in years. It's just been insane. Just been insane. There we go. 337. 337. 337! 337! Yep. So the next time you think about the next time that you ask yourself, who do I want to follow on YouTube? Who do I want to subscribe to? You can ask yourself, do you want to subscribe to the guy who told you to buy IGC over $2? Or do you want to subscribe to the guy who said, don't buy it over $2, don't touch it? Oh, I make myself laugh sometimes. Robin Track, I think it got taken down. Robinhood is no longer sharing that publicly, what their people are. That was a big thing. Here we go. 337. 337. 337. Who's stuck in it? Is Ross in it? Come on, please tell me. Don't tell me that Ross is in it. Don't tell me that he's stuck in IGC. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Look at it. Up there at 370 now, people. What's Ross's price average and all that for IGC? Where's he at? What's going on? Oh man. No! Oh no. Oh no. Dude. BFRA above $40. Look at that, up there to $42. Wow. American Airlines. Hugo, I'm on a American Airline buy trade. What do you think? What are we thinking here? What's our thought process? That's the hardest thing. When somebody says, what do I think about a stock? I don't know where you bought it at. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's going on. You can't just you got to give me more of an idea. Like, hey, I bought American Airlines at 1360. It's above the VWAP again. What do I do? Like, that's what I need. I need more information, people. All right, I think I'm gonna take his last contract off. I think I'm going to. I think the market, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the market just looks a little top heavy right now. Like, I might get more of a pullback here than I want. I just don't want to touch that VWAP again. So that's not bad. Our final fill, you can see my fills here. My final fill, let me get this thing pulled up. So I got filled down here on futures, got filled down here at the 58, 56. If you remember watching this live, I said definitely, I was like, hey, I'm going to wait for that pullback. We got the pullback to the 50s. We got the pullback, beautiful. We ended up taking one there at 67 and one there at 70. So I think it was overall pretty good risk to reward. We risked basically off of this level here at the 53. So we were risking what? We'll say we were risking 5 handles. We're risking 5 handles. We made 10 on that handle, on that contract there. We made another, what was that? The 13, 57, 50, that was 13, like 16 handles? 16 handles on that, I think, right? That's not bad. Not bad at all. So I'll take it. I will take that. My whole goal right now, especially after Monday, I know I'm like going through it or whatever, but my whole goal right now is just staying in the game. Just I'm in it. I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to hit a home run, first inning. I'm just trying to stay in the game. Stay in the game. Yeah, so SPAQ, Fisker, I've already talked about that one, Tyler. Well, traded it, I guess, in the past, but we'll look at it again. I haven't even looked at it in a while. I know Guy Gentile's been pretty vocal about this stock. I don't know. I think the hype. It seems like the hype right now is kind of dying out for electric vehicles. I don't know. So. I think long term this is going to be a hard play. There's just so many of these, like Nikola. Same thing with NKLA. NKLA, it got the reverse merger. It went from $20 up there to $95, and then got hammered back down to earth. So, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? What time is it? 10:30. 10:30. You can see the SPY up there having trouble. A little bit of a pullback right here. I'm just not liking. We're far from that VWAP right now. And I know one thing about the SPY is the SPY likes to touch that VWAP. It likes to touch it, So maybe it squeezes higher from here. But this one thing that I've learned, with the SPY is the SPY likes to touch the VWAP. You can see like yesterday, we got these pops, touch the VWAP. I mean, every single day you look at this thing, it's just very likes to touch the VWAP. Likes to touch the VWAP. IGC reopened and then popped back with the green candle. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm not far behind you, Ryan. I'm not far behind you. Look at Tesla. Tesla going for that 1500 break here. Squeezing up. Are you guys looking at that? I got charts pulled up everywhere, and I'm always looking at everything, but you can see Tesla here. Up there to 15. Look at this. Again. Getting that VWAP. That VWAP reclaim, man. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. This shit works. It really does. It really does. I mean, look at this. All right, so you can see at open, Tesla tried to test the VWAP, couldn't get above it, sells off down here to the 1436s, retests the VWAP, gets above it, closes above it, strong, and then look at that from there up there to 15. And so, like I said, I don't know. I'm really feeling like at the end of the day, these types of setups are really what we're looking at. Look at the SPY right now rallying. Oh my gosh. I should have left it on there, but I feel like every time that I do this where I'm in a trade and I get out of the trade, it always goes up, you know? I guess, it's easy to sit here in hindsight and be like that, but I'm not going to complain. 10 handles all day, every day. It's all you need. SPY really just going to the moon right now. Again, if you guys are wondering about my futures platform, there's a link in the description. There's also a link to the trade ideas description as well. If you use those links, it helps me out. It definitely helps me out. So don't be afraid, help me help you. And I don't ask for anything other than your like and your support, so help me help you. SPY just going on a tear right now. Just on a tear. I don't know. I mean, what's the rest of the market doing? Looking at Apple. Apple, it's just great. Apple's got to be one of the craziest stocks for me. I guess they're all crazy. All the tech stocks are just crazy. Look at Apple from 225 up there to 450. And the thing is, the world is still, nothing has changed, right? We're still, battling this whole, people unemployed, and it's absolutely crazy. I don't know. It's mind-blowing. And what's even crazier about, this stuff is, I've been in the game now for, like I said, 3 or 4 years. So I've been looking at the price of these things. I mean, Apple, really, if you look at Apple was just kind of, nothing special for quite a long time. I mean, this is 2017. Apple was just kind of in this 150 to 200 range, just kind of, bouncing around there. But ever since then, it's just gone to the moon. It's just literally went to the moon at this point. Apple just going everything. It's all just NVIDIA. I was one of the very few people who were bullish on NVIDIA back in 2017 when this thing was below $100. Can I even get back that far? Let me see. I made a video a long time ago, back in 2017, talking about NVIDIA when it was under $100. I bought NVIDIA when it was $60, $30. When I bought it, it was $30. It went up 100%. It was beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at it now. 4. It's madness. It's madness. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. How is NVIDIA up 3% on the day right now? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, people. The market has just gone to a point where it's just nothing makes sense anymore. Literally, nothing makes sense. I mean, Amazon. It's just crazy. Look at Amazon. If you go back, I remember when Amazon was under $500 and I thought it was expensive. I was like, Amazon's way too expensive, right? Back in 2017, Amazon was $500, and I never even thought that I was going to buy it. I would be like, there ain't no way I'm going to buy Amazon at this price. Ain't no way. There ain't no way in hell that I'm going to buy Amazon for $500. back in 2017. That's what I was thinking to myself. But look at it now. It's just, I remember when Amazon broke above $1,000. I do remember that. It broke above 1,000, and it was like, wow, okay. It broke above 2,000. It was like, okay. And look at it now, from 2,000 to 31.4. It's just, it's mind blowing. It's literally mind blowing. It just makes no sense anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic by it. Just, this stuff makes no sense. The world that we live in is just like making no sense anymore. IGC, look at this thing. Maybe IGC over $1.65 could get going again. Another halt to the upside. Next halt level is at $1.70. I don't know. I mean, I got burnt pretty bad playing with fire the other day, so ain't gonna do that again. Halt level's at $1.40 on this now. So if you're in this thing, be careful. So obviously IGC over $1.65 should get another little pop on it. Maybe get halted, push up there to yeah, it's just having, it becomes a point where you just look at these things and you're like, what's the risk on this? You know, like, what's my risk on this trade now? What, I buy here $1.50, look for a push over $1.65, and then all of a sudden this thing just drops 20 cents. The risk to reward just is not there on this type of setup. So it's just like, why? You know, why do it? Why force? It's amazing because some of my best trades, right, have always been like the simplest ones. Like the ones where I had no like emotion, I had no like, it just was like, all right, you know, this is the setup. I'm gonna get into it. I get into it, and I get out for a profit. Like that was exactly what I did with the SPY, with the futures trading this morning. Like that was that. It was when I saw that setup, I was like, well, this is, you know, we talked about it pre-market. That's what's amazing about that, is we talked about it pre-market long before that setup happened. Like we were, when the market, what was it? 8 a.m. The market, we were trading. What were we doing? We were trading this morning. We were looking this morning. I got on a live stream here at 8 a.m. and I was like, hey guys, you know, if this thing wants to squeeze above there, I might look for a little pullback, retest that area, and then look for a shot up to the 70s. And that, having that plan, like that was the plan. I did it live on YouTube. That was the plan before it ever happened. Like that was exactly what we were looking for. And this trade, I got into the trade. I never had any type of emotional connection to it. I never had any type of worry. It was like simple. It's like, all right, I'm going to jump in here on that pullback, just like we talked about. I'm going to risk off this consolidation level, and we're going to look for a move. And that's exactly what we did. That's all we had to do today. It wasn't like we didn't have to go and get crazy and you know, stupid. We just had to literally just wait for that setup. If the setup never came, like if this never came, it was like, okay, well, there's no trade. So that's the hardest thing about that is literally the hardest thing about trading, is waiting for your setups. Knowing that the setup, like the longer that you do is, the more that you're going to see setups, the more you're going to see patterns, the more you're going to see, you know, things that actually work, things that don't work. And the more you see that, the easier it is to focus on that, you know, and really just let it happen. QCOM still running. IGC is just, yeah. It's back. IGC is back to trading how it traded earlier, when it was just doing, you know, little 3 or 4 cent pops. Ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. What's up with QCOM? Let's look at QCOM. QCOM up 4.3% today. Look at this thing from 100. It's just all crazy. It's just all crazy. Not really. I've only focused on the MES more than anything. I try to trade the NQ a little bit, MNQ a little bit, but I think it's just easier to focus on one market. There's the halt to the upside again. God. IGC. What? They tried to halt it for a second and they just what in the hell? Do you guys see that? It was about to get halted there at $1.74 and then it just got crushed. Yeah, if that's not a red flag, if this ain't a red flag for you, I don't know what is. So, yeah, staying far away from that one. Staying far away from it. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it to trade. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it. Halt level on this is $1.46 now. So if it can drop below $1.40, $1.50, should get halted pretty quick here. Look at the buyers. Like, look at the action on this thing right now. Like, what is happening with this stock? Crazy volume, too. 56 million shares. 56 million shares traded. Crazy on this. I mean, this is a 1 minute candle. Crazy. BFRA still halted. Everything we looked at this morning, everything's pretty much dead. Dead in the water. EYEG had one little pop above the VWAP, got halted, and then just could not get back up there again. So, have I tried trading? I've not traded really any futures other than the micro E-minis and the NQs, MNQs. So, I could probably go and dabble in the gold a little bit. Crazy volume though, really. IGC just madness. Like when the level 2 looks like this, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it. Know what I mean? I ain't got no time for that. No time Valentine. Under $1.55, this thing's getting crushed. Watch. If it can't hold $1.55, it's going to get crushed here. Who's texting me? Oh, no. God. Look at it. Like level 2 right now is insane on this stock. Well, I mean the micro gold futures, the normal gold futures, they're all trading the same. The MES, the micros trade exactly how the minis trade. So IGC kind of crap. What kind of witchcraft is this? What kind of witchcraft is this? I'm really impressed that it's holding up this much. Like I'm impressed that it's holding as much as it is right now. All right, so the SPY right now looking like she wants to pull back that VWAP. She wants to touch that VWAP. I'm telling you guys. Me and the SPY, we have a relationship, and we know. And I'm just like, this thing, she wants to touch that V. It's just something about that VWAP. It just likes to touch the VWAP. It really does. It just likes to touch it. Just not sure how many people are jumping in right here, especially this is yesterday's resistance right at that 337 area. So this is yesterday's resistance that we're running into now, having trouble there. So if it can't get above there, I would definitely look for a retest of that VWAP area. All right, so we got 190 people watching. We're only short like 8,800 less than Ross, but hey, at least we had fun today, friends. At least we had fun today. That's all that matters, you know? What's up with GAXY? Do you guys think it? Oh, it's a penny stock. You can't even trade it. Do you guys think that if I just did live streams every morning, that people would like me more? Like, would I get more followers? I just can't figure it out. I don't really know if I want to do live streams every morning. You know, like I don't like I don't like having like a 9 to 5. Like I want to wake up in the morning and be like, I don't really want to have anything like focused on, you know? Like I like the idea of being able to wake up in the morning and just being like, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want today. If doing the live stream thing, it just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time up. And I make no money for the live streams. And it's not about the money. I'm really not, but it's like it sucks. Like if I make a recap video, if I make a video that I recap, let's say like I make a trade and I make a video and I post it on YouTube, I make way more money from that video over the live streams. Like YouTube just does not like reward live streams like they do actual content, actual video. So if I make a video of my trade and I do a recap, that video makes way more money than me doing a live stream. So I'm not sure like where, you know, like where's the come up at, you know? Like what's the come up on that? Yes. Ross spends more money than most people make in a year every month on advertising. It's crazy. The amount of advertising money that Ross spends, it's crazy. So much advertising money. So much advertising money. So much. You know what's crazy too? Is Ross makes no revenue from YouTube. Because Ross turned off all the ads on his videos. You know what I mean? So Ross makes no revenue from YouTube. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's not as crazy as I think, but it's pretty crazy. Ross makes $500,000 monthly, guessing? No. Ross is making millions monthly, not $500,000. Come on. There's videos on my YouTube channel talking. Depends. Some month I've had $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 months from YouTube from ad revenue. Yeah, the Warrior trading Ross trading thing it's crazy. It's crazy. He makes so much money. Ross is literally printing money over there. Printing it. He's printing money. Average ad revenue per month is about $5,000. Depends between how much I post and what's going on and all that. So $5,000 on a good month from ad revenue. Ross is down 13K just on IGC. What about on mRNA? Would I say that Ross is a better trader than I am? No. Like I said earlier, it's not about being a better trader, being, you know, things like that. It has nothing to do with that. I've been watching Ross's videos for the last 5 years. Like I remember when I first started YouTube, the only person on YouTube really was Clay Trader and Ross. And then I started my YouTube, and then Ricky started his thing, you know, and it really kind of blew up. Like the YouTube that you know today, the day trading YouTube world that exists today did not exist 4 years ago. I'm telling you right now. 4 years ago, there was not a million people on YouTube trying to make day trading YouTube channels. Like it just wasn't a thing. I don't know what sparked it, but yeah, like it just exploded for some reason. There was a point in time where it just felt like every single kid in his mom's basement was starting a YouTube channel. It was crazy. It's still like that. I see and the funny thing is, what I really love about like the whole YouTube like day trading world is that like you got guys who come on here, you know, they join up, they get into it, and the first thing they try to do is like they try to come at me, right? They try to come at me, right? Like they try to come at me. Like don't come at me, you know? Like don't. I've been here longer. This is what I always say. I've lost more subscribers than most people have on YouTube. Know what I mean? You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I watched Ross has done multiple small account challenges. I remember when Ross was averaging, Ross would have like a good day would be like $500. Like there was a point in Ross's career where making $500 a day was like, that was good. Like Ross was like stoked. $1,000 a day, holy shit! It was like the biggest thing ever. $1,000 in a day, like that was big stuff. So that's what's mind blowing. It's really crazy to see like 2020 this year. Like everybody's making just a stupid amount of money. That's kind of why. That's kind of why I got back into the small cap world, I guess, because I definitely had some FOMO because it was like every single person was just making so much money. It's crazy. Like Ross never had $100,000 days before. Like, trust me, like Ross never had $100,000 days. You know what I mean? Like that is only recent. Like that did not happen, you know, just overnight. Like it was years. Ross had years of blowing up accounts. He had years of making barely any money. Like, you know what I mean? Like barely. So. So IGC getting crushed here. Like I said, this thing is, I ain't even touching it. I wouldn't even touch the thing with a 10-foot pole at this point. You heard it right here. You heard it right here on the #1 day trading channel. We ain't touching it, people. We ain't touching it. We ain't doing nothing. Where's the crazy one that we were trading earlier? MNPR. MNPR from $14 now back down there to $7. This thing had shares of short. It had shares of short. So, wow. Wow. Guys, I mean, you really don't think I know who Mad As is? Come on now. Anyone that you guys know about, no offense to you guys, but anyone that you guys know about, I know about. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest here. Like, there is no day trading, YouTube, Twitter person that's more experienced with you know what I mean? Yeah. And they also, trust me, all those people that everyone talks about, they all know who I am. They all shaking their boots. They all shaking their boots thinking about me at night. You know, I'm not gonna name names, but there's somebody out there. There's a guy out there, like a pretty big guy, right? There's a pretty big Twitter chat room guy, and it was so funny because he told this broker that I was working with at the time. He told the brokers like, "Hey man, just tell Patrick I'm cool with them. You know, just tell Patrick I'm cool with them. Like tell Patrick that don't come after me. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of funny." Hey, get to work, Steven. Let's go, boys. Look at this thing, BFRA from $42. Who was that? It wasn't Ricky. Ricky's not smart enough to do that. But this was another kind of a under the radar kind of guy that always claims that he's making millions of dollars. He told the brokers like, "Hey, me and Patrick, we're good. You know, we're friends. Like I got nothing against the kid, you know. So just tell him not to talk about me." And I was like, that's pretty funny. And I made a comment on Twitter one time about him, and I got a phone call from the broker. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you talking about him? What's your problem?" I said, I'm just messing with him. You know, I'm just messing with him. You know, just messing with him. Clay Trader's been around for a long time too. I give respect, you know? I give respect to all the boys out there. All the boys out there that have been doing this for longer than I have, and everybody who's been doing it just as long. And there's plenty of people who've come along that have challenged me, that have came at me, and they ain't here anymore. They ain't here. But guess what? I'm still here. I'm still kicking, still living. I'm still going on the boat. It's not, no, guys, come on. Come on. I'm not going to name the name either way, so you can just keep naming names all you want, but it ain't going to matter. More clickbait. I need more clickbait. That's what's funny too. Everyone always like hates on when I make a video about like another trader or they make a video about Ross. But that video that I made about Ross has made more money, gotten more views than any video that I've made in the last month. Literally. So like, what's the point? Should I make videos about day trading or should I just make videos about Ross? I've got, what, 2 options here, you know? 2 options. How's the bite been? It's been good, baby. Good. Bite's always good. I got all the top secret spots. No, Ross did not respond. People thought that Ross was going to send me people thought that Ross was going to sue me for that last video. Ross knows better. Ross ain't coming at me. They ain't coming at me. Trust me. Ain't nobody coming at me. They know. They know, baby. Poo, 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 poo. Yeah, Clay Trader hates me. Me and Clay Trader have talked a couple times. We're friends. IGC, she's done. Put it in the grave already. Just put it in the fucking grave. Get it done. Let's just put it down. Put it down. Look at the SPY. Still rallying here. One of those days where we're not going to get any pullbacks. Not going to get any pullbacks today. I really thought after this little, I thought we were going to finally get that pullback there, but she don't want to pull back, she said. Honestly, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by Zip Charlie or Zip Trader or whatever his name is. It's actually I'm jealous. That's my hardest thing to figure out is I can't figure out what my problem is here in this world. I just can't. Like, look at this kid. This kid's videos blow up. Like, literally blow up. It's wild. Literally 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. His videos blow up. I can't even get close to that. I can't get close to that. And it's all just the same stupid shit. Like 3 stocks to buy immediately. 3 stocks to buy. You know, like it's always the same. Like there's no actual value in them. It's all the same shit. Like people just want that clickbait. And then Humble Trader, like this girl, she's on fire too. Like it was pretty much, she put this video out right here of her on a stripper pole. A day in the life of a millennial day trader, and it's a thumbnail with her on a stripper pole, and it just blew up. 3.4 million views. Blow up. Literally blew up. Crazy. Like the views are just insane. 91,000, 20. I don't know. I'm just too old and not good looking enough and not funny enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It definitely is frustrating though. It definitely very frustrating. Because like for the Humble Trader doesn't show anything. You know, like she doesn't show any of her like anything. Like she just talks about trades she made. Like it's not like she's showing the actual trades. It's all like in hindsight, you know, like, oh hey guys, I bought this stock, sold this stock. Like it's, you know, like it's literally just all like, what do you get out of that? Like what does anyone get out of this? And I'm not hating on her. I'm really not. I'm 100% not hating, but it's like I'm just trying to figure out the allure. Should I stop making videos? Stop making trading videos and just do recap videos? Like is that what people want? Like do people just want me to like make recap videos? Like is that the play here? Like just make videos recapping stuff? Like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like literally, 22,000 views on this on a recap video. Like literally, just all recap video, weekly recap video. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Just don't get it. Well, that's beside the point. All right, it's 11 o'clock. You know, I know. A hot chick stripper pole. Cam the man. Futures traders 74. Is that what we're doing? I'm just gonna start critiquing people on YouTube today. Screw it. I got nothing else to do. Let's go. Let's just keep racking up that YouTube revenue, baby. Keep on watching. What are we looking at? We're looking at futures trader 71. Oh wait, he has his own website. Oh wow. Oh, classic. Should have saw that coming. Oh gosh, this guy looks terrible. Oh gosh. Yeah, these are bad. Like these things are just bad when your videos are just like this. Like I don't know, it's just bad. I don't know. I got nothing really. I can't really watch the audio right now because I'm streaming, but I don't know. Everyone's an expert, you know? Everyone's an expert. It's like I said earlier this morning on that move that we made. Where is that move? So earlier this morning when I made that kind of call, I was like, this is what I'm looking for. I mean, it wasn't rocket science. It was just like there was two outcomes, right? There was literally two outcomes of this. It was either going to sell off or it was going to rally. I mean, there's literally two outcomes. So it's, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people I think a lot of people in hindsight, you know, it's easy in hindsight to be an expert. It's easy. Another thing to like have real money on the line and trade it. Trade your setup. I can sit here. Here's the thing. I can sit here all days with you guys, right? I can sit here all day with you guys and make calls. You know, be like, hey, over 337.49, I'm looking to buy the SPY. Like I can do that all day. Hey, everybody, I'm looking for the SPY to pull back 336. It's simple, right? Like I'm going to be right about one of those calls. Like there's going to be a point where I'm going to be correct about those calls. That's why everybody you see on Twitter, everyone you see everywhere else, stock twits, every call they make, it's always very vague. You know, it's like, hey, I'm looking for this level to hold, then I'm looking for a rally, and then maybe if it pulls back, you know, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but those are the options. Like we get it, you know, like we get it. I have met up with Stephen Clazian a few times. Few times. BFRA, look at this thing. Like, it's crazy. These stocks are just crazy. Honestly, like I've been trading the small caps. You can go back and look at my videos. Like this market has just been insane. Like it's literally been insane lately. Like straight up insane. Like there's just no other way to put it other than the fact that the market has been insane. And I don't know if it's like there's been good opportunities, but there's just been a lot of just madness. Like just stocks, like just the FOMO is insane right now. Like the FOMO is so insane on everything. Like every large cap stocks, small cap stocks, like the FOMO is so insane. Everybody and their mom is into trading stocks now. Like everyone's doing it. You could be a day trader on YouTube soon. Do it. Dude. So I think it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to order some Chipotle. And then I'm going to, what does it look like? I think it's a little cloudy out today. Let me see. A little cloudy out today. Probably won't go fishing or anything. Probably stay home. I've been doing a lot of fishing lately. Do you guys watch my videos? I don't think people even watch my videos, but I'm actually going fishing tomorrow morning, so don't wait up for me. I'll be gone tomorrow morning, going fishing early in the morning tomorrow. So there it is. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to be friends or whatever. I'm on Instagram. It's pretty simple. Just my name on the old Instagram. Also, guess what? I got the verified check mark on YouTube. That's kind of cool. The bite's been good. There've been lots of mahi. There's been a lot of everything. Sailfish, mahi, tuna. It's the summer, baby. Hot bite, hot bite. All right. LINC just popped up on the scanner. I'm going to pull this up really quick for you guys. Just look at it. LINC up there to 650 now. It's up 19%. It's only got 250,000 shares traded. You can see it's got a lot of resistance there. 660 area. So I wouldn't get too excited just yet. So there you go. All right. So anybody and everybody, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's go. How much did I make today? Let me look. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't even know. I made $1,000 million a day. $1 million. Finally. I'm gonna put that'll be all my thumbnails will say $1 million profit. Yeah, maybe. Here's a good question for you guys. Should I make more like lifestyle videos or should I not? You know, like some people get mad. Some people are like, I don't want to watch you fishing. I don't want to watch you living your life. I only want to be told when to buy and when to sell. You know, I only want to know what stocks are hot. So that's my question. You know, what do I want to do here? Sam Light, my brother from another mother on the other side of the planet. What's good? I was thinking, so this is what I'm thinking. Right? Like, look, I'm thinking like one good vlog a week, right? Like every Sunday, I'll release a vlog, right? Know what I mean? One vlog a week. I think that's very fair. I think that's very fair for everybody. That's like, hey, if you don't like the vlogs, don't watch them on Sunday. You know, like, you know what I mean? Sam Light, miss you, mate. Hope you're having a good time over there. I'm excited for a COVID-free wedding. I'm excited just to get the hell out of this country at some point because this world is just. I need some British laughter. My friend Sam Light, this kid, he laughs, but he only has one type of laugh. Like no matter how happy, no matter how sad, he's only got one type of laugh. Like it doesn't get any louder or any lower. Like it just I love it. It's the funniest thing ever, and it makes me laugh just watching him laugh. Like there we go. Well, it actually seems like on YouTube when I post videos on Sunday, the videos actually do pretty good. Because I can see the analytics and I can see who's watching when and stuff. And it actually shows that a lot of people are watching videos on YouTube on Sunday for some reason. I don't know why. Don't give up on fishing. More views will come. The fishing is great content. I'm surprised more people haven't seen it. Thanks, Ryan. How much money did I have when I first started? I can't even remember. I mean, what was it for? I can't remember how much money I had last week. LINC, it's like it's trying to do something here, but it's looking really weird. The volume's looking really light. I don't know. LINC. Looking interesting. Had a little spike up there above that resistance now. We'll see. I sure do hope so, Brad. I hope that everything just falls into place here at some point because, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it's just not going my way. But hey, I can't complain, right? I shouldn't complain. I should not complain. I think I made a couple $100 this morning trading the futures. I don't know about a couple hundred, probably $100, but need to work your six packs. Well, seeing that 99% of my subscribers are men, I'm not sure how much me having a better six pack will do, but I'm open to it. How big is my portfolio? $1 million, Patel. $1 million hairs. IGC back above the VWAP there. 140 up to 150 again. This thing's silly. It's just silly at this point. It's actually 1 million more shares. Nicholas, are you really Steve Kerr's son? I watched the Last Dance documentary. That's kind of cool if you really are Steve Kerr's son. But I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Hey, little pop. Who dat? It's a little pop. You're amazing. Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. It's 11:10. I'm gonna go order some Chipotle. I'm gonna get my life going today. And like I said, tomorrow morning, I will be fishing. So I will not be here live. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll do like Monday through Friday next week. I'll go live every day. We'll see. We'll see what happens. No promises. Every time I make a promise, I always end up breaking it. I'm terrible at that. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going fishing. And after that, who knows? So you all have a good day. Green day. Let's go. Let's hit that like button if you haven't already. I will talk to you guys. Chipotle should sponsor me. That's the best thing anyone said all day. Let's go. Chipotle. Let's get that sponsorship working. All right. Peace.